Oh, I think Hemp's muted.
All right, welcome back to the GG show. I can't hear anybody right now. Happy. Welcome to the 420 Grow Show. I got to figure out some stuff here. Why my microphone and stuff is not working. Give me a minute. Give me like 5 minutes, 2 minutes. I'll figure it out here. Welcome everybody to the 420 Grow Show. We're gonna go ahead and get some cameras set up. Again, I can't hear you guys, but give me 1 second.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Messing up in here.
Hope everybody's doing well.
You can go ahead, Happy. If you want to talk for a minute, Happy, I'm just going to set up some stuff. I do apologize.
Heck yeah, man. No, you're good. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to chat. Welcome Rogue, D, Super Big. Let's see who else we got in here. Joanne, looks like Chronic Grow, Cinder, welcome. Crazy Buds, welcome. Mikey, welcome. Chronic, oh, I think I already said you. Butters. Yeah, welcome everybody. Looks like Gigi's just getting some technical issues figured out right there. Look at his garden. Looking fantastic, man. Heck yeah.
Yo, Happy. I can hear everybody now. Welcome to the 420 Sunday Grow Show. We're here with me, your host, HempWithGG, and my amazing friend and co-host, TheHappyCultivator. I'm loving the new profile picture.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, bro, thank you. You actually, yeah, you helped me out with that. It's freaking awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm turning everybody into cartoon characters this week.
Freaking dope, dude. Yeah, I like it. So I just kind of threw some other stuff on there and couldn't figure out how to curve letters. I'm not gonna lie. So I just ripped the letters from the other one and
I'll show you later, man. I know you use every app I use, so I'll just show you later in some settings and stuff.
Heck yeah. How's your Sunday, man? How you doing?
Look at these two butt cams. Do you see how even the 4x4 is now?
Oh, you got the 4x4 and the 5x5 on.
Yeah, this one's the 4x4, which is 3 weeks into flower today. The other one's 4 weeks. But that back right plant actually came out of the 5x5. That, if you remember from last week, that back right plant was way too tall for in there, and I had problems with the plant being too short in here, so I switched them out. So in the 5x5, this plant over here on the right, front right, is from the 4x4, but it also helped even this out. So they're a week apart from each other, but I think I can manage that.
To answer your question, Rogue, I leave my water out for 24 hours, and then Gigi kind of offered up another little tip for that too. Like I end up right before I water, I shake the water really well, try to get any of the little air bubbles off. I don't know if that's why, but yeah.
Definitely, if you're going to be sitting your water out to dechlorine or however you want to call it, you're basically just sweating off your chlorine. What happens by that just sitting there is your dissolved oxygen disappears. So in a sense, most people let the water sit out 12 to 24 hours to get rid of chlorine, to answer that question. And then when it comes to actually aeration, you can either just shake your bottles of water before you give them to them, or if you want to get a mixing pump or an air pump, just turn it on like an hour before you're going to water, and you'll have enough dissolved oxygen for sure. I want to take a minute and welcome one of our returning people. Why won't it let me add people to stream? Shit. Happy, you got control of that? Can you add our returning person, D-Gross?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Boom, pal.
Hey, how's everyone today? Good. I'm thinking I'm going to add a capital V and a P in front of my name. Vice President. I'm going to be.
What's going on?
I think we're nominating me for Vice President. I'm going to be VPD grows some boof.
Come on. Okay, that's at least better. You don't grow boof anymore, man. You did that, with the help of us. You turned it around. I can't wait to see
double
that flower
troll.
set.
Yeah, I'll show you guys.
You're doing them like I said before. One of your plants in that tent has more colas than your entire last grow. Like you've turned around from like boof to
winning.
And
this next one will have as many as the last two.
Did you do any of the cleanup we talked about in veg and everything? You do any of that?
I want to. If you want, I can go to the tent, or you can let
let's
other
go by
people.
your speed, man. However, you can start us off in the dead seedlings. You can go to the beautiful veg, or you can go to the magnificent fucking flower garden.
All right, let's see. I was just charging my phone. I got this. Let's get some glasses. I'll mute my mic for a second while I zipper, and I'll be right.
All right, well, D-Grows, as soon as you turn your camera on, I'll go ahead and widescreen you there, and you'll have the people, and you can let them know where they can find you, too, and what you got going on. We're going to see that, so definitely welcome everybody.
Almost ready.
Welcome Rogue and Buzzers and Brian. Who else we got up in this party? If I can use my mouse.
All right, so.
Super Exotic. We got D-Grow in here. Cinder, Hamilton. Chronic Grow in the house. What is up, Chronic?
Chronic.
I
saw Chronic showed his garden on smart earlier. I want to go and see that after.
Yeah. Appreciate your kind words, by the way, Chronic. I was watching a live, seen you on a channel talking good about me. Usually you find people, oh, wait, here we go. All right, D, you got the screen. Show us what you got going on.
All right, so here's my veg.
Mm-hmm.
So we got, these are 1 gallons. I got like tops and seeds going.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of little things here. And then we got these.
Yeah, that's a nice training. I see it happening. I think you're probably needing to reposition one cola or something to fill that middle, but that can always happen later. I'm not even stressing that. If that's the least we got to worry about, I ain't stressing it. But let's take a look at that plant you were just looking at though for a second.
This one?
Yeah, you have a bend over there with a plant trainer. Is your plan to let that node set in between the trainer come up as its own top, or is that going to be part of the leg later when you strip before flower? Because that's now going to have to be veg for 2 weeks for that little sucker to now become a top because it's been separated from the...
I don't need these for like 2 months, so I'm just trying to set up a base, and then I'm going to... yeah, I don't need these for like 2 months, so I got a long time to work with them and figure it all out. Lots of time.
That's going to be the next set that goes in after, right?
Yeah. And I'm not in flower yet. I'm going to wait like 2 weeks.
Now, these aren't the 2 plants I was telling you to train up, right? These aren't those. The other ones I was talking about are much fatter.
Yeah. So I put... there we go. I'm filling the 2x4 with 2 plants, not 4.
There you go. That's what I've been wanting.
These are 7 gallons. How's my code brown?
No code brown, but like I said before, definitely I think you have at this point. Again, you do too well, so you save too many tops. But now, at least now you can go through and say, hey, I like this one because it's 4 to 5, and this one's only 3 to 4, and it's a small stem. Now you have the option to hold yourself to standards of what you're going to consider acceptable going into flower. But yeah, in a way, you definitely probably have colas in there. I can't really see, but I'd imagine you could clean up lollipop and go to fucking flower. I mean, you're right there.
Today I'm gonna lollipop them, clean them up, so that,
and then go to flower.
And I'm still gonna wait like a week and a half, 2 weeks before I go to flower.
Well, let's see some of these. Well, yeah, let's see some of these. Do you have a cultivar that's not wanting to branch off? Yeah, that's looking good. There's at least 1, 2, 3. There's at least a 5 set there, man. Maybe even a 6.
Yeah.
Dude, I would lollipop and get the... Well, actually, 6 or 7 is the farthest I've seen him go without branching off. But what's the other one look like? She doing the same shit? Same kind of cultivar, doing the same stuff?
Mm-hmm.
See, she's branching a little bit earlier, though. I just counted 4 down on her, and she's branching. 3 down on her, and she's branching. And that's what I'm having the issue with one of my plants in my other tent. It just wants to branch like that. And I think, again, you always show great examples. Something like that, I would definitely try to save. Like, if we go back to one of these branches for a minute, you'll see where there's a set that starts to come off, and then there's a set that really comes off. Usually, we wouldn't save that set that starts to come off. But, yeah, you'd have to save that node set just to hope that it probably will. Hope that it kind of folds into the overall cola at the end, just so you can make up for those shorter colas. But that's not your fault. That's the plant's fault right there. That's just the cultivar. That one, can you send me a clone of that one?
Yeah, I'll send you seeds.
Stacking beautifully.
I'll send you seeds.
Yeah, no seed. That ain't doing no reg.
It's not reg, it's fem.
It'd be a reg.
I haven't had a male yet.
No, you're doing great with your cloning, believe me. I just don't want to venture in on that. But there's another example here where even though we have all of our colas, you could do some repositioning. If you look at this lowest cola set on the far right here, the far right of this plant, that one. Is that one tied down or something? I feel like it could be pushed right into the center, and then some of your larger, taller ones could be pulled on the outside. I'm sure you've heard Grow Boss talk about where you take these lowers and push them into the center, because if not, you end up with a mushroom. Because you don't have like a flat tabletop coffee table, you have this like weird mushroom. So if you could take some of these larger ones here, pull those out, and take that one you just took the tie off and shove that into the center, you could even, if you pushed her in and took one of those tall ones out, that tall one will turn back up but have an elbow in it and be level. Dude, you have such beautiful colas though. I mean, the opportunities here are they're endless.
Yeah,
Like,
I've been giving them time to grow out a bit. I just put them like 2 days ago into these 7 gallons. So I'm letting them grow a little bit. Then I'm going to go inside and have to clean the fuck out of them all over again. There's too much. Can't even see what's going on.
but you were able to get so many colas on such a short fucking leg. I mean, no wasted time. You know what? I think you've been catfishing us. I didn't help you with growing. I think you knew to grow the whole time. Catfishing us. What the fuck is that?
No, I'm sorry. I have not. This is for legit boof.
This is from like homeless to fucking owning your own house. I mean, like I said before,
Jefferson's.
the steps you've taken are crazy. And in the sense, like I said, this plant on the right is 10 times better than the plant on the left just because of not even the health or anything, just the way that it stacks personally. So if you had 2 of those plants on the right, you know, you'd be in heaven. But even the one on the left, like I said, there's workarounds for it. You just have to save some bottom sets that you don't want to. It almost ends up like a second canopy set, but just not so much that it's a large garden. But sometimes you got to save some lower sets. Beautiful job, man. I love that plant on the right.
Yeah, they're looking. I'm pretty impressed that these are in my tent.
But yeah,
see what happens with them later.
What was it? 20? I think it was 20 or 25. So let's just say 22. You have at least 22 colas on that right plant that are so beautifully stacked, and then you lower below this, you have somewhat cola, somewhat sucker top, where again you have a great opportunity to take the best 20 or 22 really good cola stacked, healthy, large fan leafed fucking plants and say fuck the rest. And then the thing is, people look at it in the sense you have enough colas, but no, I got to keep growing to make sure I fill the tent. In a sense, that is true. You want to at least be 50% so you can fill it. But on the other end of the coin is after stretch, you have a lot of plant to work with, and it's repositioning is what you would do. You know, you mathematically have enough. So after stretch, you're able to take those larger ones and move them one trellis hole over and stick them back up. Even if you're not using a trellis hole, you can take a plant training tie at the bottom, leaning it out a little bit, and it'll turn itself back up. So it's as if it went in the next trellis hole. They got some questions for you there, G. They want to know, well, either way, I don't think it was for you, but organic soil, or what are we using?
Yes, kind of.
Peat-based?
Yes, it's peat-based. There's amendments in it. It's Stepwell Super Soil. It's like a local premium version of like Ocean Forest type thing. I've been reusing and adding fresh, so it's a combination.
Yeah, you've been doing some top dressing. Sounds like you've been doing some reusing soil. I usually tell you people not to do that, but like I said, you took the elevator, the fucking jet, and the 3 buses to heaven. So you take such drastic changes between grows. It's just crazy how people are spending 30 years. They can't figure it out. You've figured it out in fucking 1 grow. It's crazy.
Well, I wasted 2 years learning bullshit and autos and all that stuff before. So I had all kinds of misguided ideas and limitations that I've had to unlearn. So I had an idea about gardening and the science and environment and all that stuff, but I hadn't learned anything about growing and raising a plant to do what I want. It was all about learning environment and all this other crap. And
we didn't teach you any of that. We taught you watering and training, and in the sense I think you had watering down. It was more training. But before we leave this tent, I'll just go ahead and give my recommendations, and it would definitely be doing a lollipopping and making some decisions. Because you did so well with so many tops, I would pick your best 20 to 23 on each plant, and then once you're in the flower and stretch is over, we can come back here live on the Hemp with Gigi show, and we can do some large clean out, and we can do some repositioning to show you how we can get all those in a spot. I mean, I love watching you grow. I love you come up every week and show us your progress.
Thank you.
I mean, you admit it. You were killing plants, dude. You had maybe 5 colas and a whole 2x4. You admit it, and you say, hey, look, I didn't buy equipment. I didn't start checking my pH or micro reading one leaf or trying to figure out micronutrients or playing with my lights. Like, you're not saying any of that.
Thanks, Butters.
The thing you say is very, like, aristocratic. You're like, fucking water and train and shut your mouth. And it's like, thank you for telling them that. Thank you for showing them that. Yeah.
I learned everything except how to grow plants before I found the Grow Boss Army and everybody. And with your help, with Boss, with Viking and Nuggy and everybody and Jay Hills and on and on and on. There's so many wonderful people in that community and others, and it's like I'm getting there. I'm sure
Do
everyone
it to
else
try to
can
make growing
too.
fun again, you know, for sure. And you guys are amazing. You know, I have people, even Rogue himself, he was sending me some videos the other day of his buddy grew, and you could just hear the excitement in his voice. And he's like, just thank you so much for getting me this. And hell yeah, that's the moments I thrive for. And I wasn't finding them until about, 4 months ago. Everybody started grasping stuff. And I think that's when we were able to take the Grow Boss information and the Dr. MJ Coco information and put it into this 6 sentences. And that's pretty much what it is, like 6 sentences. You know that.
I'm gonna switch to a different tent, and I got a question or two, and I'll be looking for some advice.
Fuck
So
yeah.
give me just a second.
What do you think? Let's see if I can exit you. I'm on my computer, so still learning all these controls. There we go. But yeah, the 4x4 is much more even now with that going. Oh, drum roll, please. Bone sideways if you can. Wait, what? You chopped them?
Yeah, these are made room for in the 4x4, the
Time has
2x4.
been flying by, dude. Look at the difference. I wish we had a fucking video of your last grow. Your
The
last
last grow
hanging.
of these
Come
same
on.
4 plants didn't total 3 ounces. Same 4 plants, same 4 things. These should be
Wow.
more than 3 ounces.
Yeah, dude.
So
You should be
we're getting
no,
less booth.
yeah. Look at that. You got colas, man. I mean, congratulations. Like, amazing job. Fucking amazing. What a difference. What is it drying in? What is this, a 3x3?
2x2.
Okay, it's drying in a 2x2. I got you.
2x2, and it's 63.51.
How many
Sorry
days
for the
into
shit.
dry are you?
Today's the 3rd.
Okay. Humidity's a little
Second or
low, but that's
third.
all right. I won't fight you
Oh,
on
the
the humidity.
tent's open.
That's what I was gonna say. The tent's open.
Tent's
But
open.
somebody said something that I wanted to say, and I bit my tongue in the last tent you showed. And we'll get back to this amazing stuff because I'd like to see it up close. But
Yeah.
Barf Grow was talking about the fogger, and I did see that, and I think I've mentioned it before how it's a little weird. But I don't. Oh, we'll talk about this in a minute. But we're talking about the other tent. We'll get back to that. But in the other tent, your shit looks great, so I ain't really concerned about you putting all that humidity. Now in this tent, as long as that humidity isn't touching the nug, you're good. But
No, it's
ideally,
way up
you
here.
want
And then I put the
humidifier in there.
catch thing because I have it low to get into the tent, and it just fills with so much water rather than spilling.
Yeah.
So I just leave it.
Yeah,
there.
as long as
It's
there
all
isn't
down
moisture
there.
directly touching your nug, you won't have to worry about mold. But no
There's
direct
a fan.
airflow.
I got fresh air here.
But so talk about that other tent. I didn't bother you about that because your plants look healthy. Like if you want to run a fogger in your 2x4 veg tent, all means. In here, like I said, just as long as nothing's directly touching the nugs, maybe pull that one off the wall a little bit, you'd be solid. But you're 51% humidity. I don't can see mold growing at all. If anything, I'd tell you get your humidity up. I usually like to run close to a 60, but after like 4 days,
it's usually 59, 60.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah. You're doing everything right,
just because
man.
it's a. My question with this is because they're so thick and going in on each other, I'm thinking I should break the branches off and separate because they're all touching.
I'm so glad you brought up this conversation. In the sense of people say that you need to whole plant hang, individual hang, wet trim or dry trim, there is no correct way. That needs to be fit around your environment. And what you did here was absolutely beautiful. You have low humidity, so you said, I'm going to do a whole plant hang. I'm going to do a dry trim. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. I would not separate those. That's only going to cause you lower humidity. But in a sense, you don't want them laying on top of each other. I understand that. But it should be drying back a little bit here and not touching each other as much. I mean, these only look like they've been in there 3 days. You're saying 4, but yeah. Nope, I don't think you have to worry about that. It's definitely easier to make your plant fit the environment than trying to make your environment fit your plant. If you separate all those, now you're trying to add more humidity because now you've lowered it. So you did the right thing. You knew that you had low humidity. You did a whole plant hang. Your nugs aren't so massive that they're going to end up causing mold due to lack of airflow. The only one I worry about is the same one you showed, front right. But over time, that'll shrink down a little bit. No, you did the right thing, man. If that's your question, yeah, you did the right thing. Leave them whole plant. The right move, for sure. Beautiful, man. I mean, can we see some of these up close? I want to see some of these beautiful colors. What a beautiful note. You seen that crystal for a minute? It's sheened. I seen it. She's a sugar. Look at her. Oh, wow. Heck yeah. Geez, spread them apart with a wooden. Yeah, I guess for the front right one, you could spread it apart a little bit. I just wouldn't cut the branches. You start cutting those branches and separating them, you're just going to lower your humidity. But you could totally do something like Bubbles was saying in the chat, or Butters.
It's what?
Just put something in the middle and spread it out a little bit. Like
I'll read those comments and check it out for sure. But yeah, I had less than 3 ounces. I barely got 3 ounces. I'm like, we're leaving the booth zone.
You're probably going to see 2.5 to 3 ounces out of each plant there. Depending on density, you might see a little bit more. Probably about 2.5, I'd say, on each. You're in a 2x4 space. Yeah, 10 ounces out of a 2x4, that could be an acceptable number for sure. And let's say, that's a good example too, man. You keep bringing up great shit. If we were to count all these colas in here and then figure out the weight you're saying you should get out of a 2x4, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm going to say a good average would be somewhere is like a 10 to 12 ounces. So we'll go 10 to make it even, you know. So you take your 10 and divide it how many colas you have, and you know how much each cola needs to weigh. To kind of bring Happy Cultivator in on this, he was looking at his tent when he was drying it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I have my pound." And I told him, you know, you only need, based on your number of colas, 5 grams per cola. You might need something like that too, you know. So you look at each cola. Do you think there's 4 or 5 grams on each cola? Yeah, I'd say so. I don't remember your numbers. That's the only thing. The 2x4 is a weird calculation. I don't have a calculator in front of me, but
it's 8 square feet, and Happy's 3x3 is 9. So I would love, my goal would be a pound every 2 months.
Even that 12 mark would be reasonable.
Yeah. If I can get 10 to 12 to 14 for now, but my goal is I'd like to be able to get 16 every harvest. I'm not there yet.
How often are you harvesting? You're harvesting every 8 weeks.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere's around that.
10 weeks, whatever.
You just have to figure out how much bud you smoke every week, and then figure out, you know, how much bud do I need for 8 weeks. If it's an ounce every week, then you need 8 ounces. But like I said, 10 to 12 would be a great number out of this 2x4. People in the comments can definitely give their opinions. Maybe what have you gotten out of 2x4s? What do you feel the maxes are? I think D's right. Probably on a max, you might be able to pull that pound out of there.
Drop.
Yeah, 8 square. It's just tough because the way I'm breaking it out is if you take like a 4x4 and go 4 times 4, divide by 12, and then times that 9.6 by itself and divide that by your 6-inch trellis holes, you come out to like 104 colas. So it'd be weird with a 2x4. You just have to do 2 times 12 divide by 6, and then the 4 times 12 divide by 6, and then you could probably come up with a number. But I think it's right around. I'd say you're 20 to 22 colas per, but somebody with a calculator can do that. But yeah, if you're looking for, let's say 10 to 12, you only need 2.5 to 3 ounces off each plant, and you're saying you have, you know, so many colas, you could just divide that. I mean, amazing job once again.
J Hills.
Spot on, man. So how are you feeling now compared to, you know, when you were growing before? Is there a stress levels difference? Are you finding more enjoyment in something? Like, give us a little rundown of the process.
I'm getting more and more excited to impress the fuck out of myself with the future grows. And I think I'm getting the foundation of everything, and training and watering and feeding and timing. It's all starting to come closer together. We're definitely not there yet. I figure by 2025 I'll be getting a pound every harvest.
Hey, yeah, fuck you, dude. You're taking the escalators. Like, you're not even walking. You're not running. You're on the fucking escalator. Nope, you in the elevator now. Like, it's just such a difference. It was amazing. I should say, not often do I see it where people are able to let go of all the bullshit. That's why I was happy when I met Happy Cultivator before he learned the bullshit, because trying to break it is impossible. And for some reason, you let it all go in one grow. You were like, fuck, I'm not going to buy that magic in a bottle. There's nothing that's going to make me do better but me. Like, again, congrats.
I have everything that I need to grow. It's shameful and embarrassing that after trying and investing so much that I still got to go to fucking dispensaries to protect my harvest so it can dry and cure. So We're still not there yet, but soon I'll stop making fucking flower.
You're there, man. If this is the jump you made in one grow, like I can't even fucking wait. You even said you can't believe those veg plants are in your tent. And now when it comes to people saying strains matter, now they matter to you because you know how to shape a plant, you know how to train it. You know, the light matters to you now. But in the sense of people wanting to focus on little shit like, oh, if only I had my pH 1 point difference when your plants are growing through your light and they're overwatered. I don't care fuck shit about your pH right now. But yeah, you're on it, man. You picked it up so damn quick. Like now you can look at strains in the sense you don't like that one on the left. If you were going to either seed it, clone it, or try to cultivar it in any way, you would more prefer the plant on the right where it's not wanting to branch off so early. Like, I'm in love with that plant on the right. But I also got to say, in the sense of my tents here, guys, those 17-inch colas in the middle have still not done any lateral branching on them. So
how's your clone?
They seem to just not give a shit. Yeah, I took a clone of that middle one. I couldn't help myself. But before this show started, I actually took a video because I know it's really blurry to you guys. And I got rid of the sound. So I'm on top of it this week. So it's a minute video. You guys are welcome to unmute your microphones if it mutes you and talk about anything you want. Yeah, look at that. Those are them foot colas right there. Those are 12-inch colas. Now, these are the 17s that seem to refuse to really branch off until way down lower. It's freaking cray-cray. That's why I had to take a clone over. Now, that front right plant you see in there came from the 4x4. Because she was a little bit tall. I shouldn't say a little bit. She was taller than everybody. And now I put the front right plant there. It's from the 5x5. And they're the same cultivars in the back. You can tell. They're the same fucking cultivars.
Wait, so you took the tall one from the 5x5 and put it in the 4x4?
I took the tall one from the 5x5. I took the short one from the 5x5, put it in the 4x4. And then this back right one, the one plant that used to be right there,
heck
was
yeah.
really, really fucking tall. If you go back to like my last lives and stuff, it was really tall. So I moved it over here and put it in the right side. And then the plant that is over in the 4x4 was the one that was dead center. It was that one I never liked because it only did 8-inch colas and then started branching. Look at that bitch though. Those are 17-inch colas just stacking. I've never seen a cultivar be able to go that stack and not fucking branch off at all. I mean, it's cray-cray. Yeah, that's my garden, but I did set up 2 little cameras. Now we got 2 butt cams. Yeah, D's killing it over there, man. He's doing his fucking thing. It's crazy. Like I said, it's so hard to untrain people once they read all that bullshit about worms, BPD, and mycorrhizas. But I know he's been down those rabbit holes. I know he's been abused by Grow Boss and a few other people, and he was able to let go of it so fucking quick.
Heck yeah.
There's a few of us though that are like that. At least 7 probably in the chat right now that they've enjoyed growing again. It's not that bullshit we deal with. See if I can keep up with chat here. Ooh, you guys are flying. Everyone got a face pick now. You guys get
I noticed that too. Product has it also. Yeah.
Awesome. I went around making cartoon pictures, but I showed my face a while ago. I know when you go on YouTube and you make content, I'm trying to help people, but I know in return, I'm on the internet, dude. I'm gonna get haters. I put myself out there for judgment, and that's fine. I'll keep on helping. What is Brian saying here? For my first grow, I started with 5.5 pH, increased little by little to 6.3. Do you think it is good? I don't know what you're growing in. There's definitely different ideal pH ranges, but I wouldn't say if you're trying to say like by going up or down or slowly bringing it up, like made a difference in your garden. No, I don't think it did. If you're asking if that's a good practice, no, I don't think fluctuating pH is a good practice in any medium, but as long as you're getting from the same source, you're really only pHing maybe once every 6 months, really. I know I use distilled water. I knew what that was at. I knew that now I use RO water. I know what that's at. In the sense, if you've watered your plants and not seen a pH issue, then probably the water you're using is fine. But I don't encourage people to micromanage pH. I don't encourage, especially if you're in medium, like me, like a peat, I don't encourage pH. But if you're in something like a cocoa, that's why I said I don't know your medium. It does matter. You can get a lot of information from your pH running out of the bottom of cocoa, for sure. But I am in soil, and pH made me want to fucking throw my tent out the door. Yeah. Same thing with ppm. As long as you're mixing the same ingredients and you have a chart you've used, or you're using mine with my 5 simple rules of when to feed, like if you're using that, why, like, unless you have like bad measuring tools, you got Parkinson's or something, and your hand's shaking, it should be the same ppm every time. Like, I just find people panic about a lot of stuff that really don't. Come on, everybody who's come up here that's given testimonies of how GG family and everybody that's helped us build these tools, Grow Boss and Cocoa for Cannabis, and even Indoor Promised Land. There's a lot of amazing growers that helped us build this simplicity that you guys can understand, and they're telling you that they didn't buy a light, we didn't sell them any nutrients. School of crop in the house. You haven't asked us what a cola is. It's usually the first thing you ask. What's a cola? Oh, I can't keep up though. I'm trying. I just chopped purple punch plants. One is major fire, the other tastes like leaves but looks really good. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. I've never taken a clone, but morphology wise, like I said, not branching off that middle plant, I took it for morphology. The smell is okay and it's always praying, so it has all the right signs, but I won't know until it's actually growing. Look at that. School of Crop knows the truth. In the sense, growing is boring in the sense of what new growers really idolize growing as, which is this mad scientist mixing chemicals and testing lights and spars and spectrums. Like, growing is boring in that sense, but in the ideal of growing being boring, I'm not bored of growing. I think there's not as much you need to do, but I'm not bored with growing. I find it very therapeutic. I find it very relaxing to go in, shape your plants, and then have them just next day turn into this ideal you want it. But there is parts of the grow I hate, watering being one of them, which, while we're on that topic real quick, and I'll try to keep up with this chat, watering, I'm working with a new company. They're kind of like halo rings, but they're not, but we're looking at some new units. It's got like emitters that make sure that you don't have to adjust each line that's going to each plant. So you know me, I'm going to try to find the easiest way to do the same stuff that people want to over panic about. So watch out for that. Oh, and thank you guys for the response to episode 2 of the 2x2. I mean, you guys blowing that up on algorithm. Like, watch retention is up, or watches per hour is up. Like, you guys are loving that shit.
So which 4 plants?
Which 4 plants? I think I'm gonna have to go by the audience. I disagree on one plant, but I disagree.
It's hard
on
to
one
tell
plant
from here, but
well, also you're gonna see the update. This was when did that video out? 3 days ago. So you'll see the update. But in a sense, even the pictures, we'll go over it in the as you probably watched the 2x2. I'm going very detailed on this one, but simple.
Very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm definitely going to go deep on what I think about each thing, but there was some information missing, so I can't really directly say you guys looked at the wrong plants. But you guys are right, 100%. It's like 90%. All of you are saying 1, 2, 5, and 6, I think. But number 4 is just, I really like the shape of her. That's the one I probably am debating about. But audience, I think they'll get what they want. I'll give them what they want, but we'll go over it. I do appreciate that compliment, though, because I've put a lot of time into this new episode to like trying to say as much information as you need, but not give you what you don't need, but think of problems that are going to come up.
I think you did great. There's a lot in there.
Yeah,
how about grow journals? Want to see my grow journal? How I try to keep track?
Your grow journal?
Yeah. So here's one that I just harvested.
Okay. I was like pulling out.
I thought you meant Cocoa for Cannabis or something.
You're doing some paper journals, huh? What do you write on there? Train my plant.
So I got like dates. I got how much I give them, kind of what's in it, and then the pH.
I have no problem with
pH and
that.
the EC.
If you want a pH and EC, I tell people all the time, that's definitely grower's choice, and there's nothing wrong with it. It can help for sure. And I have no problem with that. Because you're not giving it all the power. You're not saying my plant is 6 feet tall, growing into the light and overwatered because I gave it 0.6 or something. You're not giving it the power. So by all means, grower's choice. You can PM, PPH, EC, and temperature check, all that.
When I transplanted, change in light levels, what size pot it went in, just so I have an idea. When day 60 might be, when it went into soil. There's just basic information so that if something goes well or sideways, like I don't know what I do with the information, but it's just there so I can
There's
go back
something
for whatever.
you're onto something here, though, and what you're onto is more of a documentation to see improvement, but also be able to reflect back on where you're at and where you were in a different grow. But I think that's where Cocoa for Cannabis, if they would fix their navigation, I have a little bit of problem with people posting stuff, but that's another topic. But the cool thing with like having something like Cocoa for Cannabis Grow Journals, you have pictures, so you can say my seedlings are 10 days old in my tent right now. What did my last batch that looked really, really good look like 10 days in? And then yes, you could use some of this information, but I don't think you're going to find that information is the reason one tint looks better than the other. You're going to see, now that you know what a cola is, and you know you can look at something and say, hey, this is going to be this big going into flower based on what it starts. I think you're more fine looking back that there's other issues than what's in that journal.
So a funny thing that happened earlier, School Crop's going about, he hit me up with a little issue he was having on the website. You know, he got a generated badge. It wasn't anything that was like specific to him or anything, but I've never seen it before. He ended up with an untrusted grower badge on
No.
I hit him up and we got it fixed right away, but it was just, man, I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest shit.
That's hilarious.
He's like, what did I do, man? What the fuck is that all
about? Rogue, what's a decent pH? It depends on the medium you're in, but you could look up any pH medium chart. I don't want to give you the wrong numbers because 0.4 might make a difference, but my bad there. But yeah, definitely if you want a pH, I think it's a healthy thing. I think constantly pHing and constantly worrying, like it can really make growing not fun. But yeah, look up a pH for different mediums. You'll get your answer, and then try not to think about that so much. Because then some people are going to tell you, well, no, during veg, you want to bring it up, but then right before you go to flower, bring it to this, and they're going to explode. They're going to explode, man. They're going to explode. What's up, Green?
Welcome.
Yeah, pH matters. You know, all that shit matters. It's just it don't matter as much as we think it does. Like VPD does matter. 100% that shit matters. You can look at the science and know that VPD is based on the amount of stomas to closed stomas on a leaf. So it does matter, but not to the sense that anybody should really micromanage about it. Maybe once you're like D or HappyCultivator or even myself, once you're like that and you now just follow a range, you know that 72 to 81 is an acceptable range for flower heat. You know, if you know that's an acceptable range, just stay in that range and don't drop more than 7 degrees during the nighttime. But you don't need to worry about VPD. Get a range, and then you can worry about this VPD shit. But
well, yeah, as long as you're heading towards it, it's just going to help. You don't have to focus on it or anything, but as long as you're trying to keep within walking distance of it type thing, it's just going to improve everything.
It's that last percent. It's that last little percent. And that's what we've been trying to dial in together here. And in the sense, I definitely want to kind of modify some things that we've been saying here in the whole, I guess we'll call it the easy G grow or something. I don't know. You guys come up with that. But the imaginary book we're writing, I think it is better to actually go based off of 6-inch trellis holes. I'm finding that the plants that happen to not get as many of the colas I needed for that space, I'm finding that those colas are just a more developed, more fatter nug. I think by going 4, it's definitely too much. Basing it off 5-inch trellis holes is reasonable, but I really like this whole 6-inch trellis hole measurement. So if you look at a 4x4, 4 feet times 4 feet, 4 times 12 divide by 6-inch trellis holes, and then you times it by yourself, it comes out somewhere around 100 colas in my 4x4. So then I know I need 25, but in the sense, I definitely think we should modify that. I think we should start doing our math on 6 instead of definitely not 4. It's just too many colas in a spot. You know, that square meter has so much light to feed so much plant. So by, I think, doing 4-inch trellis holes, we're again just putting a few too many colas, even if they are colas.
I agree. School and Crop and I had a conversation about this, like I think like last month or whatever, talking about how like the 4-inch trellis is too much, 6-inch might be too little. You know what I mean?
Oh, see, we're getting good information here because Grow Boss is saying 6-inch as well in 4x4s. Now, when I had my meeting with Dr. MJ Coco and we were talking about the 2x2, he was definitely stressing to me that I should base it on 6 inches. And I kept saying, no, we got a recipe and we got it mathematically. So sometimes even somebody who's teaching is hard-headed. And I think a good teacher can accept the fact that there needs to be some modifications. If we go all the way back to my beginning YouTube, I taught people to flip when you were at 50% because you're going to double or triple triple, which is true. But then when it came to the cola section, this whole counting colas and knowing what a cola is, 4 to 5 tight note spacings found at the top of the branch, this is new to us. Before, I was telling people to flip when they got to 6 to 8, maybe even a 10-inch depth canopy, which probably resulted, like you look at the grow behind us here is the back shot. That's my banana crumble. It results in good colas, but now that I think we have a clearer understanding and there is no guesswork, like, well, is that enough cola of the 6? Do I go to 12? Now we know we need a cola. Each cultivar is going to determine how much of a cola you get at the end, but we know we need a cola. So I'm loving learning with you guys, like School of Crop and Grow Boss, RIP. I don't know where you are, but you know, Dr. MJ Coco coming on the show and being willing to give information. And then sounds like you at School of Crop, Jay Hill, you guys all kind of chat in private. So yeah, even Code Viking saying that's 6 inches is where it's at. I'm loving the whole simplicity that we're growing together. Like, it's crazy.
Figuring it out, putting our.
Like, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but this show is telling people shit that nobody else is saying. We're telling you, you know, a simple mathematical equation when to flip. We're giving you a chart of learning how to water. I mean, you use that chart and that tool that we have, you use that even twice and you'll never really worry about watering again, because you'll know. It's just, you guys know. Don't overuse that tool as a crutch.
Just my private.
What you say?
That's how you get happy.
Bada bing. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Green says he is smoking some Forbidden Jenny Pop Tarts. Both. Oh my God, the names we coming up with. I ain't saying I don't sound delicious, but now we got like gin and berries, ice cream.
Jenny from the block.
Ice cream Super Sunday number 15 times 10.
No, the best thing I think I ever had was, if you look at this picture behind us, the plants on the right, the 2 plants on the right were banana crumble. And I've never ran into an issue, or I shouldn't say an issue. I've never ran into a situation where the breeder tells you what it's going to taste like and it tastes like that. I mean, he was fucking spot on. It's an over-ripened like banana, almost like an over-ripened banana bread, followed by like a sweet kind of gas. And I'm never able to describe the flavors. So I kind of struggle in that part when I'm reviewing strains, but his was spot on. Like, he did it for me. Like, I've never seen that. You're usually like breeder lion. This don't taste like pineapple jerry cake.
Right.
Yeah, I'm loving these butt cams though. But that 5x5, I think it's just because it's a week further in. It just looks so much better. Look at that shit. Can you tell 2 plants came out of there?
No. I like
it's a good thing you had to take 2 plants out.
Like the taking the bigger one out of the other tent, bringing it over.
Oh yeah, that worked beautifully too. That 4x4 is level as shit. Level as shit. It's brilliant. I did lose it a little on the back. If you look at this back corner, that one girl, she only wanted to, for some reason, isolate like 5 apical colas. Not that the other ones aren't colas down below. They just, for some reason, those must have been a little bit higher and they took off. A lot of people think even in veg, if I remove a leaf and I get light to this lower nose set, it's going to somehow come up. It's not how a plant works. It's going to put its energy and its hormone into the tallest branches to stack a cola. The rest are just going to run for the skies. What are we? Oh, are we going back to some veg over on D? Why can't I can't work this computer, Happy.
Work it.
I want to start doing some screen clearing.
I want to show off for Tao.
Okay, let's see it. Show them off.
These are like 2x4 with 2 plants for the first time. I've had a hard time filling it with 4 or 5 plants, and I'm getting there with 2. So he saw them before, and I think it's an honor to share it with him now. So
yeah, you're gonna love that plant on the right, man. You're gonna love it. It's stacking so beautiful. No fucking artillery's trying to branch off for a good 5-6. Like, I think you're the first one to come on here and show us a branch that is 5 or 6 and hasn't branched off. That's the reason I cloned that one in the middle, because it's just beautiful. The one in my middle 5x5. Look at that. It's at least a 5, maybe even a 6. We'll have to see, but
okay.
Now the thing is, people will see this, right? This is another great example. You see this tall branch that he has here. People will see this in veg, and they're going to flower here in like fucking 4 days or whatever, and they'll go and bend that branch down. What happens then is all those node sets will start turning into sucker tops. soon as you lay a branch down, if you're in peat, you're vegging at least another week and a half to now turn these sucker tops into a cola, 4 to 5 tight note spacings. What you can do with this, if you're having a height issue like that, is you can grab it lower with a tie down or even a plant stick and just allow it to open up a little bit. But right where he has his fingers, he can't do it right now because he'll end up super cropping. But the plant will naturally make an elbow right there because there's a tie. So it'll save your cola, but it'll be at a much lower position. It'll be even with it. It's the same thing as when you're in flower after stretch and you're repositioning a cola. You're not laying it flat. You're moving that whole taller branch over and putting an elbow at the bottom. Dude, you kept that so low to the top. The lollipopping needs to happen for sure.
Yeah.
I would lollipop. I would take some of these mushrooms on the outside, push them into the center, or make some decisions if you need them, and elbow some of these larger ones. By tomorrow, if you were to elbow those larger ones, push ones into the middle, by tomorrow you'd be even as fuck. You could get some lollipopping on and flip the flower whenever the fuck you're ready. But what are you ending in, by the way? Is that the 3 gallon
sevens?
Or 5?
These are sevens.
Nice.
Sevens.
I was going to recommend sevens. I think we talked about that.
I haven't done sevens. That's why I'm waiting a couple weeks to give the root mass a chance. I'm keeping the light level is a little bit higher than it was in the other tent. I'm keeping it relatively low to give the roots more time. In like a week, I'll start getting it up. I'm trying to get more vertical after that. And then I'm gonna do half veg and half bloom once I'm doing it for like a week in order to get more vertical growth. I screwed up after I put them here. I tried like in Chop's video of like bending shit down like that just for a minute to see what happens, and that may have been what's getting stuff branching off too much.
Yeah, you just put that elbow at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's all. Now you're saying roots and stuff, like really you wouldn't want to overpack that anyways, but if you have a plant that has colas mathematically what you need, it means it has enough roots to support that. In a sense, you wouldn't want to pack your roots. When it comes to your light, we just need to find you a way to sit it and forget it. I don't think we need to play more light or less light, but you know me, I'm always going to shut shit off, shut shit down.
Well,
but
I've been following Boss.
Whatever you were saying.
Well, I've been following Boss with not too much light and gradually increasing it at the beginning, but because of the height, I'm soon gonna put the light on max, and then it'll just grow up into it. So
as long as that's the right setting, that's why I encourage people to get lights. You can sit it, forget it. People already know the hang height stemming, but walking into flowers is another grower's choice. Now people are yelling in the chat that you need to lollipop that shit too. We all know it. He knows it.
It's dirty as fuck. Tonight I'm going to do it. I was giving it a chance to settle in and transplant, and tonight I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to pick like 20-25 of the best ones and clean everything up off of it. So there's just so much vegetative growth in this. I'm just going to start pick little stuff up from the bottom and work my way up, and then
work your way up.
Remove some suckers and keep the best of the best and let those grow for 2 weeks and then flip. But yeah, there's way too much vegetative growth in these beasts at the moment.
Hell yeah, no, you're killing it, man. You're fucking killing it. I like it. I like it a lot. You're going to love that plant.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm blindly getting where I need to go, and I'm learning how to get
But you know when to flip. I don't know about the whole, I get you want to let it transplant or whatever, have its resting point, but you know when to flip. The whole kind of solution there was you're going to make sure you have mathematically colas.
It's these. I want these.
Yeah. And I definitely would recommend controlling that runaway, because if it's a runaway now, it's going to be 10 times a runaway, and that one on the right that's a runaway will take majority of energy from the rest. So elbow that bitch. Sure, you can't super crop or anything because you're going to flower soon, but you could put a tie down at the bottom and just allow her to turn herself back up even. But that's nitpicking at this point. I mean, you're so fucking spot on. It's crazy. We just nitpick.
I'm okay with that kind of nitpicking, because every little bit we can just add to the recipe for more.
And that's what I think happened to my back right plant. I had 2 or 3, maybe 5 of those just like that, where it's like, I think they're level enough. And I went to flower and they taught me a lesson. They said, motherfucker.
And the mister thing, I had it way down here collecting the shit, but I'm trying to get my humidity up to 62, so I just raised the mister thing up towards the middle, so maybe it'll hit it, because I was only getting to like 57.
In a point, Cobra, you're right about that. First off, Cobra, you're right about that. But also, something you could do. It seems like you're in a low humidity, which I understand. You got to do things like that. That's why I'm not fighting you on whatever misters or water you want to do. I do find one thing that can help when you're in low humidity is not running your exhaust or intake on a high speed. You can really see, and you have your humidifier in the tent, which I only recommend for veg. But again, I won't fight you. I would just lower your intake or exhaust. Lower your air exchange so you can trap some more of that humidity. But I ain't gonna fight you on it because look at your fucking plants. Do I care about your little pump in the back? I don't care how you do it. I mean, beautiful. Again, I wouldn't recommend that in flower just due to mold possibilities, but yeah, you're on it. When you come back on Happy Show or even my show again, we're gonna see these ladies lollipops. We're gonna see that gone. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Well, I'm working Wednesday, so I won't be around for.
All right. Hell yeah, I like it. We'll go a whole week without seeing you, so I'm excited. Look at those colas, right? Those are fucking beasts.
Thanks.
Well, he has the tent open.
Roofing ain't easy.
He was saying he had the tent open. In the sense, if you have room when you're vegging for a humidifier in your space, but when it comes to flower, even if you have room, I don't really like it.
I don't really.
I just don't really like it in flower due to the possibility of moisture getting trapped in the nug, that's where mold grows, and you don't catch it until you're hanging. Yeah, no, I understand you have humidity issues, 110%, and I feel your pain sometimes, but mine's opposite. Mine's too high.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to where I can see chat.
Brian, all right, brother. I mean, you're killing it. You're killing it. You fucking know it. I can hear it in your voice. You're much happier. Thanks, guys. I tried that on my mother's. My seeds popped one week ago. I have the time, but I appreciate your advice. Nice. Yeah, Brian, you know when to flip. We made it so simple. You ain't gotta stress it. Grow cola mathematically, however many you need. If you're in a 3x3, 6-inch trellis would be, I think it comes out to 70 something. I don't know. All my phones are butt cams right now, so I don't have a calculator in front of me. But yeah, definitely come back every Sunday. Check out our channel. Definitely follow the 2x2 series. I'm trying to not only break it down into steps of what to do, but what to do if something goes wrong. So definitely follow that as well. HWGG, THC, congrats THC on the amazing yield off the modified skunk.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
You got almost a pound. It was I think he's right there on the gram mark. And all you did was just water and training. I mean, when you met me, you were on your first grow, and we went from there. And you did amazing. I didn't have you change shit. Isn't 6 inches? What's going on? Isn't 6 inch in a 4x4 6? I think it's 100. I don't have a phone in front of me. Somebody would have to take.
Depends on the plant count.
I think my buddy's gonna pull out his phone, but plant count is just gonna determine how long you veg for. But the cola count's still gonna be the same. I think it's around 100
per plant, though. Per plant,
we're gonna take 4 feet, times it by 4 times 12. Why is your phone doing that? All right, 48 divide by 6-inch trellis holes is 8. So it's a 4x4. It's mathematically square. So 8 times 8. We are at, I'm sorry, you 64. Are right, 64 colas. So if you have 4 plants, you're looking at 16 on each. Thank you, School of Crop, for doing that. I didn't have a phone in front of me, but my buddy that's sitting here just pulled out one. You're right, 64. So if you have 4 plants, you only need 16 colas on each freaking plant. Well, you need to do what D did. D got, mathematically, in this case, it'd be 16 tops as quick as you can on the smallest leg. Get those tops to then grow colas, 4 to 5, in his case, maybe even 5 to 6, tight node spacings that haven't really fully separated off the branch. And then lollipop, go to flower, and then you do more stripping. But yeah, get those mathematical colas that you need, or sucker tops, grow them into colas, fucking strip, go to flower. I mean, that's all you guys need. Like, you can go on Reddit, but they're probably just going to be assholes. God, I hate it, Reddit. Reddit, like, they make plant killers. And that brings me back to, at some point here, I'm trying to get used to my computer because I'd love to pull this video up. I'm hoping Viking might pull it up on his channel. I found a grower. First video I found of him was him transplanting 3 weeks into flower, which was fucking crazy enough. And then not even the next video next, he's going even crazier. He's got people spraying his plants with Raid to keep the bugs away.
No. Yeah, I think we talked about
Raid. Like, somebody's got to play that shit and call this shit out, because these people, are plant killers. They have a bunch of subscribers, and they're just building more plant killers. Like, I don't know how D let go of all that information he had, but he did. And Happy was lucky enough not to get lost in it. Yeah, those babies look good.
Real.
Is that babies?
16 on 4 plants each, 100% crap. So you have lateral branches coming off the bottom. You ain't got room for it anyways.
I don't know what's wrong with her. She's gonna.
Yeah, she was the one that came up with weird starter serrated leaves, anyways, and now she's doing some weird shit on her neck.
Yeah, she's gonna be the sacrificial plant. So I potted this up just to kind of experiment and see if there was, like, if it would.
I have no problem with you potting up in the sense, as long as it isn't majorly aggressive to the point that you're causing not as much dense root zone. There is a point where you're training roots, but really what it comes down to, as long as you don't overwater in a bigger pot, I really don't care if you go code brown for a week. But if people go in bigger pots with small plants and don't know how to water, they'll be code brown for fucking 4 weeks.
So another part of it was these 3 plants are going to go to a buddy of mine, and as well as that one. So I was kind of getting her potted up, but we also kind of wanted to see if there would be any,
Oh yeah, wait till the next episode. We're going to be actually episode 3 of the 2x2 half-pound series. I'm going to be covering exactly what you're talking about in the sense of larger pots. We're going to go over some diagrams just to make sure that, I do cover a little bit of the fact of you're going to hear a lot about root training, and there is some truth to that, and we're definitely going to go deeper into that. If you guys haven't seen my Patreon, by the way, we're actually going to be adding another membership where we do some private lives and just private sessions and stuff, but make it relatively low so everybody can afford it, and we can kind of have our own private stuff off of YouTube, because there's definitely some plant killers out there that need some calling out, but that's not my channel. I don't really do that, but there's some big people out there. You guys know who you are, with 20,000-30,000 subscribers, telling people to kill their plants.
What do you think, Gigi? Topping come in here?
These are these asshole plants. What are we looking at? Oh god,
shit bags.
First, we gotta find something to fill the center there.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Those ain't gonna fill the center. Okay, I see what we're doing here. All right, first off, you can go ahead and remove those bottom node sets on those lower branches on your 4 posts. Those aren't gonna do shit, and we can't save them anyway.
What, these?
Yeah, you can take the leaf, take everything, just clean that up. That's lost lollipop a long time ago. And now our goal is going to try to be to level these out. I'm just so glad that you were able to save an inner node set, because I was worried about you being bare in the middle, but it looks like you were able to save those inner node sets on your second topping. Again, you kind of make I'm sorry, not second topping, your inner node sets. You're kind of making an even flat canopy here. But let's go back to the top for a second now, and let's see what we're looking at. I know you topped one of these. We topped them together. We topped the taller ones, and that's the thing.
I topped all the first post.
Me and Happy did this off camera, and he was showing me these plants, and these 2 taller ones were outrunning. Back to the the plants we were looking at. Those 2 top ones were running away, and some people think, well, it's topping, and I need to top them all. No, he did. If he would have topped the ones that were already lower, they would have been even lower. So by topping these higher ones, we slow the plant down and allow these to catch up. I'm just so grateful we were able to save those inners. Now you see the 4 posts in the inners here. You have 2 on each branch here coming off as laterals. When they get bigger, we're just going to push those right into the center. There's some people that have a tendency to just train everything out and make mushrooms and stuff. If you were to take those center ones and try to train them out, they're always going to be lower on this like outer second mushroom ring. So when those come up, we can use that 4 posts in the center to fill it, and we're able to allow these lower ones to come up, and depending on space of whoever's flowering these and whatever space they're flowering them in, they can decide if they want to keep vegging and even come out further. But you cannot come out with those 4 centers. Those are to fill your center for sure.
Yep, no, those are staying inside.
Yeah, those are those stretchy motherfuckers. Yeah, Rogue, people are telling people to spray their shit with Raid. I will call that one out. Like I said,
yeah, they're gonna kill people.
I hope Viking plays it so I don't have to be that guy, because that's not what we really do here. I tell people, if you're happy with your house plant, who gives a shit on the internet?
What is that? Go back to that. Happy.
Yeah,
what is
this shit?
Happy.
There's rescues. That's why I had them start on
you can just bend the tops down. That's all you can do. Let those centers.
All you can do now. Allow those centers to be the same height, just so they receive the same hormone and grow together. So you then will have a 8.
You should have seen it before school. You would have laughed so hard. It was way worse, brother.
That's a 13 head potential right there.
I hate growing seedlings. I hate seedlings.
But yeah, his babies are over there. That's our new plants over there.
Yeah, these are the
Thank you. Yeah. Except for that big one, it's going with the rest of those.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with technically
that.
those plants. You just have to approach them differently now that they have this weird internodal spacing and stuff. You just have to approach it differently. That's still a 13 top plant. You just have to train it differently, like school saying.
Yeah,
it's just,
you do. Yep.
Gonna take a little bit extra work. For sure.
Yeah, it's going to my buddy's tent. I feel bad, but I'm going to make sure it'll be even for him.
Those leaves down at the bottom, you don't need those down there.
I think he already got rid of them, didn't he?
No, this is the other one. You're talking these, right?
Oh, we're back to a different plant now?
Well,
yeah.
That's
Yep.
that ain't gonna be
Yeah, you're never gonna have, even if nodes come there, you're never gonna
make them even. Think of it, it's a seedling. People gotta remember this. It's a seedling. So it's gonna have a little bit longer legs than a clone anyway, because you're gonna do a clone completely different. I mean, seedling's gonna have a little bit of legs. I mean, it's just going to. I mean,
to a degree, I think part of him being bare in the middle is he caught that training really, really late. Those top ones ran away a long time ago before he started bending them down now, where they're already a second top and a top.
You have sat in the other closet for like 2 weeks, man. I
with that open glory hole. You end up with that glory hole, right?
Now you got to work to fill it. I'm not saying it's ideal plan. I'm not saying people should aim for that, but I'm saying there is a way to fix it. But you know what happens if you train.
It just takes longer. It just takes longer. I mean, if you got time, then whatever. It's still a healthy plan.
He's gonna have time. He's gonna catch that plan up to it. So.
You got time. It won't catch up, but that's okay. That's a good thought.
You guys can chat about whatever. It's just there's some new people. Some new people in here, so I'll go ahead and play my video. But yeah, you're right on. Happy with you got it late, but it's fixable.
Yeah, I literally took control of those plants like 2 weeks ago. It's kind of wet.
This is a 5x5, by the way. That's a 12 inches. We're getting a good outturn this Sunday. Thank you for everybody who's coming.
Bam.
Those are the stretchers. They stretch, but they're 17 inches that hasn't laterally broken off.
Don't listen to me though, Happy, because I'm untrusted.
Oh man, these aren't going to end up in the 5x5. Man. Those are for a buddy. Those are for the 3x3.
Gotta earn it, Chop.
Yeah.
4x4. Look how level that shit is now.
Look at the legs though. I mean, they're seedlings, right? I mean, that's just.
Yeah, but you're gonna see the leg. Hold on, you'll see it. I'm coming down right now for you.
There you go. See, there's the seedling now. I mean.
Yeah, it's on its.
You have to lollipop because you know how seedlings get. They'll get that lower shit that internodal spacing that's just wider. You don't get a lot of that on clones. They stay pretty tight on clones.
You're talking about the leg or the internodal spacing, there's definitely a difference. In the sense
in the seedling, the first couple nodes, they're fucking they can be stretchy until they grow up a little bit, and then they're like, oh, okay. You're pulling all that shit off the bottom anyway. Unless you bury it at some point, I guess. Which.
Yeah, I buried it. As you see on that plan,
yeah, I buried it.
All the way down to the ground. That 4-post in the 4x4 was, there was a node down there at some point in its life.
Yeah. Well, and I know you're burying the leg. I mean, a lot of people are like,
show that in my.
They'll let it grow that big ass long leg, and it's like, go ahead and fucking bury that shit.
Yeah, when episode 1 of the 2x2 goes over why you get legs, why you get helmet heads, like all that stuff, and internodal spacing. I'm loving the 2x2 series. That shit is blasting off. You guys love that shit. I'm gonna keep it coming.
I don't know if I've been watching it. I'm a dick.
Yeah, like I was saying before you came up, the second episode I put out there about watering solo cups and transplanting to solo cups and when to water the solo cups again. That video, like audience retention has gone up 30%, like in the sense of how many people skip through stuff. Like very little skip through that video. Like 87% of people watch the entire video.
Because solo cups suck, man. They're tough. Everybody has.
Glad I made it.
Yeah, it's. Oh, now I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, it's a good one for sure. I'm liking it, and it talks about not just watering solo cups, but watering and going forward and everything. I mean, you guys love that shit, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I had to go opposite a little bit. I was like my shit too far. My shit was getting a little too. I was going a little too far.
Motherfucking K. Sorry.
And in a sense, if anybody's been following Happy Cultivator with the 15.6, I think he would have went over that pound if during the second larf mitigation, I call it, or the second lollipopping after stretch. I think it can be beneficial to, obviously, you want to isolate a cola, but especially if you have a shorter plant, you're going to want to leave some of those laterals down there to make up for it. But even if you have a larger cola, you can totally support a bottom set off of it. Like this is one out of my blue gelato, and that's only probably a 9-inch cola, which the ones I have now are foots and 17s. So this is a failure to me right now. But you can see the bottom sets that I saved. You can see the branch that comes up on the right there, definitely, where it's not part of the cola, but it can fill that extra space when you have smaller colas.
For me, if they're putting on a nice fucking head, you know, that top fucking bud on that little lateral down below, if it's already putting on a nice fucking bud and you're like, okay, you know, this actually might be a decent bud to keep, I'll keep it. You know, I don't take every one of those suckers.
Let's look at even after stretch is over, even though
right.
If you look at veg first, let's say you have 4 to 5 tight node spacings, but then you have 3 more sets down below. So that's 6 more that have branched off. So if you kept those, that's, you know, a good 40 to 60% energy that could have gone to the cola. And in the same sense,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't keep them all.
You can save a bottom set that's really developed, 1 or maybe even 2 down off that cola, depending on how
I wouldn't keep more than 2.
You can't save a sucker island. I think
I wouldn't keep more than 2, and they'd have to be really. If they're not nice, if you should know by now. If you're looking at them and you're like, okay, that's gonna be, you know, that little fucking nug on top of that little thing's already almost the size of the top now. You know, you look at that and you can judge. Most of the shit you're gonna get rid of. I mean, because it's not getting light. It's just like you say, robbing energy. But some of those, I mean.
But in a sense, they do get light. You gotta feed the top to, you know, you feed your mouth to feed your foot. It's when they branch off. It's when you have cultivars that want to branch off to their own sucker tops. Now they're needing their own mouth fed. But you can save some of them for sure. Well, but that middle plant I saved because of that. It doesn't.
What I've noticed is the branches, the colas, what you're getting is a cola. People gotta think of it. That's as its own plant, right?
Yes.
So you got to think about lollipopping that plant. So each branch is a lollipop. You need to lollipop that plant because each branch is a plant. You know, think of it like you're doing a sea of green with one plant, though. Each one of those has got to be that main big fucking cola. It can't have a bunch of secondary shit down below, or you don't have a true sea of green, right? Each one of those has got to be like a fucking single cola plant.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an excellent video.
So you gotta you definitely gotta each main branch that you're treating as a plant needs to be lollipop, not just the little bit of shit that's at the bottom of the whole plant. You know, because all that larfy shit that's on each branch that we're calling a plant, like you said, stealing energy.
Yeah, you don't have a space for that. But in some sense, if you have like a plant that D had on the left, he's going to have to save definitely at least 1 lower set on each cola just because it's wanting to branch off so quickly. Where the one I saved in my 5x5, that fucking center plant, that's 17 inches.
That's kind of what I had to do with this Dr. Sleep because it does the same thing. After the 3rd fucking node, that 4th node, it's close, but it instantly starts branching up.
Yeah, I don't like those. But my middle plant there in a 5x5, that bitch 17 inches ain't branching off. I'm like, I've never seen that shit ever.
Well, what you got to do?
Spacing, which is probably responsible for some of that stretch, but it's the pure fact that you could get some stretch on that and it's not going to branch off on you.
Right. It's with this strain. What I figured is when you go in and you're cleaning up the plant, you're training the plant, you can actually clean up more on the plant. So later on, you don't end up with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So, going into flower is important. If like D saved a bunch of that side shit, he's gonna end up cleaning it out anyway. So that was a wasted energy in the stretch. Go in with a lollipop, come out of stretch with a lollipop. Like, always isolate your colas. But in the same sense, in veg, people give too much power to that one cola. If you look at one cola, like he's saying, an individual plant, because plants are fractal. If you look at early veg and, you know, you haven't topped your plant and you have this one big cola, then you have a even 5 set down below. By sacrificing that one beautiful cola at the top, you can have 5 of those now at the bottom. It's having them all level to receive the same hormone to stack a cola. Like, stop giving so much power to that cola. I get it's beautiful, but you got to sacrifice it sometimes.
Make us like a sog, a sea of green, but with each plant. Think of it like
same thing we said with 64 colas.
Right.
You could do 64 plants if you wanted to. But here
you
you go. If you look there,
64 plants, you could do 4 plants, you could do 6 plants with only like 9 tops on each one. I'm doing 6 plants with like 11 tops. So that's 66. So I mean, it's just as long as you're filling your 6-inch.
The plant's isolating that top. On the left, where there's no training, I don't care that the different mediums, we're all looking for a cola in every hole. But you can see on the left how it's one apical cola up there, and on the right, they were able to multiply that. Again, I think that plant's a bit small. I've said that before. I think they should have got a little bit more cola. If it has 5 or 6 now, that probably means they sent that plant into flower with like 2. So, yeah, definitely the plant's always going to isolate the top. Our goal as a grower is to make it think it has multiples. Like, if that dude on the left there would have sacrificed that cola a long time ago, he had potential of 15, 20 nice colas that could have been that.
Yeah. All that thick cola up that center, all that weight would have been on all that side tops.
Yeah. The rest of the branch are just receiving energy to fucking grow, stretch. You're left behind.
Right. It's either energy that's stealing from the plant or it's energy that's building the plant. I mean, you can have either one, but it's figuring out how to utilize the energy from the plant to maximize the yield.
Carl's in the house. Carl in the house. That dude's killing it, man. He's growing some monster shit. Hopefully, 17-inch colas. That middle plant, 17-inch colas, no branching off. So that's going to be my winner. 5x5 is hopefully going to be full with that.
So what do you shoot for?
5-foot colas.
Your yield.
What am I thinking my yield's going to be? Well, I want to break my 39 ounces. That's the highest yield I've gotten out of a 5x5 space. In a way, I'm kind of hampering myself, but definitely I would say I'd want to be somewhere around 45. I'm definitely going a little bit lower than where I should be, but even a 45 I'd be pretty fucking happy with, and I want to at least get a 30 to 35 out of the 4x4. Then you guys know I have a 2x4 with 2 plants in it, so we're hopefully looking to break that 100-ounce mark altogether.
I'm hoping to get only 400 watt light though in a 4x4. I'm hoping to at least get a pound and a half.
Yeah, but I have had buddies that have the same exact light I have in my 4x4 and pull 8 ounces. So as we become good growers, we're always saying it ain't good enough. Like, if somebody got 39 ounces out of 5x5, they'd probably be jumping up and down. But I'm saying I wanna do better. And knowing this cola and when to flip, I think there's no reason we shouldn't knock this out of the park. Even with taking 2 plants out, I think we're guaranteed 40 ounces.
I was gonna suggest you take 2 plants out anyway, because I knew that's what was gonna happen. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, they're crowded as fuck in there. Stretch wasn't over.
They were crowded.
That's the good thing, though. I caught it before stretch. Before stretch was over, I caught it, so that was able to give me the opportunity to allow a little bit of stretch to fill everything back in.
Yeah, you'll be good. You're perfect now.
I have curing videos of all 9 days. Like, I show you day 1 what the stem looks like, day 2, day 4 or 5. I talk about humidity and temperature. I say, you want to take it down for wet or hand trim here. You want to take it down for mechanical
trim
here.
I think if you want to buy equipment to control environment really good, I think in your drying areas and your curing areas where you should do that.
You're long room in a sense, because that's where I dry in the tent I grow in, so my long room is really important. But if we look at this room right here, that 5x5 is probably at like 52% humidity, and that's what that dehumidifier is. saying
Are
it
you
is,
getting
but
your lung room down to 60 degrees then, and 60-degree humidity?
well, that's the thing. That's where I'm going with this is the lung room when having a tent, it's really tough because my tent, the 5x5 is probably at like 52 and the dehumidifier reads the lung room at 52. But as soon as I close this tent up, trying to get all that through that 4-inch fucking intake is a nightmare to the point that it can be 52 in my lung room, but then be 67 in the tent. And I have full exchange. I have fans and everything. So that's why next grow, I'm going to actually be blocking this entire room off, taking these tents out, and just growing 2 4x4s in here in an open room so I can have my equipment on the other side of the room. It's going to be so much easier to control than trying to suck it through a 4-inch.
Right.
It's a nightmare.
That was kind of my thing. I mean, it's hard because who runs any room in their house at 60 degrees? I mean,
Yeah. Well, if you look right on top of my, oh, you can't see it. Behind that tripod, though, there is a fan that brings cold air from outside right now because humidity is so low and cold. So I actually pull air from outside to bring down my humidity and temperature these last 4 to 5 weeks of flower.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, winter, I love growing in winter, but right there underneath that tripod is a 15,000 BTU AC, so I can fight some, of course, pre-tree for you, LOL. My goal is 1 pound total, and I will get there eventually. I think, yeah, you'll get there eventually. I think you'll hit somewhere around that. I don't know your light, light is yield, but I'd say you hit around that 10 to 12. That's an 2.5 ounces out of each plant. I think that's doable with the size plants you have.
I got some for the Hey Viking, untrusted grower on the panel.
What's up, King?
We were talking about you, Viking. You need to go and review that plant killer spraying the shit with Ray D. Get some Pro Mix and your favorite synthetic nutrients, and bam, it's more than that. But you can get there. Yeah. Oh no, they know, Carl, for sure. I preach it. I preach it. Get a baseline nutrients like a 3-part in a cow mag. Get some good peat base, like some pre-mixed soil. The pre-mixed soil could last you the whole veg, 6 to 8 weeks veg with 2 to 3 transplantings, and then just feed a 3-part in a cow mag every other watering and flower. And if it's overall light and color, then
people think I'm crazy because I spend $30 a bag for Fox Farm, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not buying nutrients, and I get a lot of weed. I get a lot of weed. When you start growing a lot of weed, some of those costs you just don't even. You don't care.
And nutrient-wise, that garden you're looking at right now, I've fed 2 times its entire life. So you think I'm going to give nutrients the power of why that looks good? But no. Will I give it to the light now? Yeah, because I filled the gas tank. Now it's making sure you have enough light to light the gas tank that you filled. But if you're not filling your gas tank, it's pointless. I've sold lights that I've had, and I've gotten 30+ ounces out of it, and they'll take it in the same space and get 5. So I can sell you a light. You can use my code. You can support the channel, but it isn't going to train your plants for you. I promise you. You know how it works.
Well, you're not guaranteeing yield? Yeah. You don't guarantee yield with the light?
I wasn't guaranteeing shit. But yeah, definitely growing in winter. That's where it's at.
Yeah, that's what I always tell them. Taillight warranty. When I don't see your taillights no more, warranty's out.
Yeah, if I didn't run a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't grow in the summer. But this summer, I am going to probably bring it down to one regular tent that we do here on YouTube, and then I'm going to do a really small Patreon tent. So summer sucks for growing. HempWithGG, I love that control of everything. Heck yeah.
We should do
you can do that, Carl.
I got a 2x2. We should do a 2x2 grow, 1 plant in the summer.
If you're going for yield, do 2 plants catch the corners, but I would like to grow some kind of same cultivar with you. Our training is going to be exactly the same, but some kind of if we both grew the same cultivar, that'd be cool. See what kind of phenols we get. Your seed, my seeds.
Yeah.
Maybe send some clones. We can do that legally now. Maybe you'll find something that does what my middle plant's doing, 17-inch colas with no fucking branching. So,
yeah, that would be, dude. That would be the ultimate one. That would be the 1 cola challenge.
You're right, man. I wish I had a I do have a clone of her. Maybe I'll use one of my clones as the 1 cola challenge. Why is my phone cycling? But Berkshire Bud sent me he's sending me, it isn't here yet, he's sending me an oxy cloner, a 20 plug oxy cloner. So GG's gonna be cloning. That's fucking cray.
Oh, you'll like it. You're gonna be like, oh my god. Because like I said, even if you don't end up liking it, worst case scenario, you throw the fucking clone away. You know, yeah. I mean, it's better than trying to cut flour. But I mean, people do it.
But there's a lot coming to this channel for sure, man, because I'm about to start doing some experimenting now that I'm comfortable and have a little bit of extra spaces. I can do small experiments. Like going into cloning is going to help me learn how to kind of take care of a reservoir, and then maybe I can try one plant in a DWC system. Like definitely want to bring more to the channel, but I think where we're at is great with this peat base where we have our rules. Outdoor this summer, yeah, I'm going to do probably some autos, but 100 ounces, guys, is what I'm looking at. Like, I don't think I'll need to grow in the summer. Like, I can only smoke so much.
I was going to see if our buddy out at Conscious Cultivator would let us take up a space and do some training on one of those giants.
We can do, Gigi, we could do, you can start doing fucking cooking videos, too. You start getting so much weed, you got to start doing, you know, breaking it into concentrate, start cooking and stuff.
The 17th, we're gonna be having what's his name? Happy, the guy that Ben something.
Ben, yeah.
Oh, they just call him Ben. Ben's gonna be coming on and showing us how to do like hash, bubble hash, hair straightened pressed hash, some weird stuff. But he's gonna be coming on the 17th to show us some demonstrations of how to make temple balls and bubble hash and ice to water ratios. So definitely make sure you guys tune in for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, man. He does that for a career, so I mean that's pretty cool. That's what he does for a job.
So he's had lots of practice.
Oh yeah.
Chronic just did a clone video.
That's his job.
Oh yeah.
Chronic said he just did a clone video.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yep, I'll be doing some cloning shit, but it's gonna be a while before I start making YouTube videos. That's the thing. Like this guy that doesn't know how to grow, obviously transplanting and flower and spraying his plants with Raid. That's okay, but don't make a channel teaching people it. You know, I want to make sure I understand cloning before I go and start teaching people.
Nothing's fair, Carl. And Gigi, you got to give that link to Viking. They plant killers got to go over there and fix that shit.
I gave the link. It's in the SOS.
Oh, okay.
We have an Instagram chat called Cannabis SOS or SO Cannabis. If you message me or School of Crop, or I think D's in there, Happy Cultivator. If you just message us, you're not. Oh, that's right. You don't have an Instagram. But yeah, if you message us, we can add you to the Instagram chat room. I just recommend you turn off all notifications because it'll bling a lot.
On a side note, the Bills are getting their asses kicked. What the fuck? I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Buffalo Bills football. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know what Rogue means by do y'all rub your colas for hash. I don't rub my.
No, that's called Charos. Charos. Yeah. No, I don't do that.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It's not funny because
definitely
seems like you get a lot of skin, you know, like skin off your fingers and shit from. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. It's basically what they did in like the Indian mountains and stuff when they would get ready to harvest. They'd start rubbing the buds with their hands, and then they'd sit around with them. They'd rub their hands together and get all the sticky resin together.
It's like the people that are trimming and they want to smoke the hash off their fingers.
Finger hash, yeah.
No, thank you.
You get skin and everything else too.
What's up, Green? It's fine. You ain't been around, man. We definitely do restreams, and any restream that I put like must watch, those are ones I feel like went pretty good. So I think this one went pretty well to the point that I think it's a much watch. There was a lot of good information, a lot of plants shown, a lot of different examples. Nuke the competitive Carl. I'm trying to keep up with chat. You guys are flying. But yeah, the 17th, if you want to come up there, Rogue, and ask him about the whatever charcoal or whatever, I'm sure he'll cover that as well. He does it for a living. That's what he does, is make extractions. So he's our guy.
He's our guy.
He's our guy, man. My phone died. Both butt cams are dead now. But for anybody who didn't see that video, I can play it while we talk.
Boy, you were really prepared for this show.
I was. Actually, there was going to be one butt cam, and then I was like, yeah, why not 2 butt cams? And now they're both dead. But
Dual
we
butt
also,
cams.
So you focused on 2 butt cams, but you didn't charge either one of them.
no, I didn't plug any of them in. They were charged. They just died over the hour
No,
and a half.
StreamYard kills its battery fast.
But I do have a video. The videos are much better anyways. You can actually see them.
What, your
I'm
butt?
going to take a video every single live and have one ready.
I thought we were still talking about your butt.
No. Butt
Like what?
Those look good though. Now they're all
Yeah,
even,
look at that. It's way more even in there now.
There's probably more than 64 cola. I'd say each of them probably have about 16, except for that front right. She's aggressive. I know the back right has about 17. 1, 2, 3. I only got to like 14 or 15 before the camera moved. Look at that base. That's a crazy base. Yeah, there's probably a few too many colas in there. This one probably still, even with taking 2 plants out. That's crazy. Look at that.
Once you start getting more than that, they just start stacking on top of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you end up like that. See how there's like 3 in one square? Now they're all smaller than they would have been if it was just based on a 6-inch trellis. And again, I'm just loving how we're learning this shit together. It's crazy. We're making it so simple that it's fun.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, right. We're building our own fucking army over here of just
simpleness. They're stacking like a motherfucker, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. And they still got 4 to 5 weeks left. That's what's crazy about it. They're only 4 weeks as of yesterday.
Well, they'll finish stacking and then they'll get fucking plump. They'll start getting.
That girl in the middle never wants to stop praying. I mean, you could go in 2 hours after the lights, or 2 hours before the lights go off, and that bitch is still praying.
What's up, King?
She just doesn't care. That's why she's a great clone. She's got nice stacking, no lateral stretching. She's fucking praying all the time. She's not a dude. That means good clone. Yeah, that's a fat knuckle. That was some aggressive super grapping. Light them up, boys, if you got them. Like those joints.
Line them if you got them.
Look at that bitch.
Woo. I like it.
You see all the boof down there, though? I haven't taken it out because that's the only plant that hasn't had lark mitigation done to it, because I want to take more clones. If I'm going to clean it out and I got a 20 cloner coming, I got to take some more clones. I got 3 of them, but
that's what you'll figure that out when you kind of want to, like a plant that you want to take clones off of. You'll figure out like some of that stuff that we normally would train and get rid of early, you're not going to. Because you're going to clone a lot off the top, and you want that stuff that you normally take now to branch up and be the tops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're kind of growing your clone on the branch in the sense you take it before you go to flower. Not in flower. I only did that because I had to.
No, I have the option.
A lot of people do it. I mean, it'll be fine. It'll just take more time.
Viking, you got to review that raid guy I sent you for sure. Show him the spraying raid and transplanting in flower. You need to call that dude out. It's just, that's not my type of channel. So we got to use you to call these people out. I'll help the ones that want help. You just call out the assholes teaching people the wrong shit. We're going to build an army where everybody's got a good place.
I think I got a question. For your larf mitigation, when the nug, instead of being on the branch to be a cola, when it starts branching off and growing off, as you were saying, going down the leg, how small or how big would you leave it on? Like
well, like I said, you're going to want your cola, obviously. You're going to want your cola. Each strain or each plant or cultivar is going to have a different amount it does before it breaks off. But you can definitely save a branch set that's branched off. So if you have maybe an 8-inch cola because it can't get to 12 without branching, you could save one node set down below. It'd be somewhat of a second canopy, but it's different than the people that save 10 of them and they got 12 golf balls below the cola. You could save 2, maybe even 3 or 4 nice golf balls underneath and make up for that cola height.
Wasn't Bob
I was
something about like not tying everything down, but like I didn't understand that one of the episodes I was on there with him, he was trying to get me to like imagine if I had pulled that down. But like when I think about it, like the larf still would have been there. You know what I mean? I think he was trying to say turn that larf into like actual colas.
You have to do that in veg though. You don't do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's what I was saying. And the larf doesn't come till after veg, so just or I mean till after the stretch. Excuse me.
What were you saying though, D?
My thoughts are between your training and Carl that he doesn't really grow colas, but he grows lots of nugs. So
but they're even colas, right?
Well, at the top, yeah, but they're not stacked on like a cola, but it's a combination of both. So I was thinking that if the nug is branching off, I'm gonna get the drying tent. Let me see here.
A lot of it developed after stretch is the problem. So turning them into colas was not an option at that point. I think I know where you're going.
Not into colas, but you want to take some of those that branch off in order to enhance the energy and the size of the colas.
Large mitigation.
But like, right. So if you get
that's fine.
Something down like this, that might be a little too small, but at like maybe keeping more that branch off. I'm trying to figure out what size.
I get what you're saying.
Early on in training, like so maybe I could get
one or two note sets from your cola. That's all. I'd say 1 or 2 note sets from your cola, but if they're
anything more than that would be sucker.
Any further down would definitely start to be just larfy suckers. You're kind of right on that one. Now that I'm seeing the actual length of your cola there, that one probably shouldn't have stayed, but it's not the end of the day. But yeah, in the same sense, you have internodal spacings and all kinds of stuff that play factors here.
Yeah,
that's where that judging comes in, because you look at that and at the point when you should have taken that off, you would have looked at that and went, yeah, that's not going to be nothing.
Right? What it is now, I wonder what it was, before it went in.
Right.
Before it went, 4th week where it starts to bulk. What was it at that stage?
When sometimes, I do it. Sometimes I get lazy,
So what I'm thinking is I can get a much longer cola in the plants in there now, but any suckers that are like me that I think will be this big or bigger, I can just leave on.
But when you came in on the show,
yeah,
and you showed your plants, and I said they don't look like they had 4 to 5 when they flipped, and you still, again, I will admit you got some good sized colas, but you said you want longer colas. You know how to get them. You have a plant in veg that's going to be probably fucking 15-inch colas because it doesn't want to branch off. I mean, look at those. Those are nice.
Well, that's the thing. I'm going to lollipop them, and I'm going to learn to see how those plants react to improve on what I got here. And I'm just going to try and leave bigger suckers to be at least this big off the cola and get rid of the smaller ones. I'm figuring out how to increase the yield and keep the I don't know. I'm thinking a lot. Plant killer.
Well, if you look at how to get a bigger cola, you get a bigger cola by going into flower with a bigger cola. In the sense, Carl definitely doesn't go into flower with, let's say, a 4 to 5 tight note spacing that's only 6 inches. He's not doing that. He's going in with, a 10-inch to 12-inch and ending with fucking 2.5-foot colas. But you really, again, have to have the right cultivars. Some of them just don't behave. Some of them rather make a 2-inch cola and a bunch of fucking sucker islands. But yeah, definitely finding the right cultivar can help. But if you have wants to branch off early, just laterals. Just save damn laterals. But look at those colors. Woo. That's your whole last grow on that one plant. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like it. That's a beautiful plant right there. It's probably your best one. But yeah, bigger colas just mean having bigger colas going. Look at that though. That's at least a 10-incher on the side there. Maybe 9-10-incher right there. Those are nice. Super crop me. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy. But I do gotta kind of agree with School of Crop on the clone thing. For 2 years I never really found that plant I wanted to take a clone from, and I found it, and I definitely see what he's saying. Like, if I would have lost that, I would have been an upset seller.
Yeah.
Like,
once it's gone, it's gone.
Well, because you could get seeds again, right? But you don't know that you're going to get that pheno what if that's the unicorn out of that whole fucking string? You know.
Speaking of seeds, oh sorry.
Go
ahead. Speaking of seeds, I don't think I did it right, but I'm hoping that here, and here, somewhere in there, I will have some seeds. I don't know if I let it go long enough to mature them, but hopefully I'll have some seeds there.
Shit.
And maybe in here. That's why they're all bedazzled like that, to show me so I don't larf mitigate the pollen branches. Hopefully there'll be a few seeds in there.
D-Boof Genetics.
D-Boof. DPD-Boof. Get yours now.
He's had good luck with seeds, though. I ain't gonna knock it. He's somehow...
These are all my seeds, like... And I haven't had a herm or male, like...
Well, that plant in your veg tent is absolutely beautiful morphology. I mean, we might have to get some D-Grow Boof genetics just so I can get a hold of something like that, because I want to have at least 4 strains.
Yeah, that one right there. That's what you want.
Don't give me no seed. Make sure it's female first, and then clone it.
Give him that seedling you got right there in your avatar picture.
No, you don't need that. You don't need that. But yeah, in the sense, I like my middle plant. I like my middle plant. I just need another mother like that. One more like that. And if I was gonna flip this plant to flower, I would take a clone from that right plant. I mean, it's already doing a good 5, if not 6 tight node spacings. Like, some of those are just stacking. Where the one on the right is going like 2 node spacings and branching out.
You're in a tough spot right here if you're going to clone this, because you're so even at this point. If you start cloning, you might as well take the whole branch. Because you're going to be close to flipping the flower at the same time so you're going to have a tough choice of which one do you clone, which one do you take off of that.
Well, he's got to clean up. Show him the legs. Show him the legs.
It's a 7-gallon. Look at that.
Yeah, he's got some clones in there.
I mean, you could take shit off the bottom.
Clones in there. They're around there, everywhere.
Yeah. You got all that shit.
That's a nice cultivar. And there you go, School. You were talking about burying the leg. He did. It's right on the soil, that 2-post.
Yep.
That's a 2-post. What, you mainline that bitch? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did, didn't we? I remember these. Wow, we've been at this for a minute, haven't we?
Yeah, that's a mainline.
These for babies.
And the 4 that I just harvested, I picked the best 4 to flower, and these were the 2 fucking rejects. But like, oh well.
I like that right plant.
These were the rejects.
I don't know why it bugs me so much, that fucking gas. I feel like you're just gassing out your tent.
You talking about the CO2? Does he have that in there?
No, that gas. Why are you gassing your plants?
Yeah, I fight him on it.
Because I can.
I don't care.
Gas tech.
Do whatever you do, but don't forget the lollipop.
Whatever you're doing.
Oh, tonight I'm cleaning them up. Absolutely.
All right.
I just wanted to. Fucking right.
We're gonna be looking next week to see these girls.
You better flower soon.
In 2 weeks, I'm gonna flower.
Oh shit! 2 weeks.
I want like 2.5-foot colas.
If you can support that right plant sure wants to stack nicely for you.
I gotta add some silica.
That seems like a long time to invest in those plants, man.
You gotta have the light for that too. What size is that light?
On max it's 351 watts. 2x4. It's enough power for a 2x4.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make any comment on the light. I don't know that light.
Well, Happy had a 300 watt.
Yeah, but you can have the same wattage, shitty distribution. You can have the wrong size physical shape light.
I know people don't want to hear.
Mine's all the way.
People don't want to
hear on that.
People don't want to hear this, but PPFD is going to play a big part in it too. If you get at the corners, because you can drop off real fast with some lights.
PPFD is light density. Light density is like frosting. Your canopy's like the cake. You're going to lower your light till the center hits 1,000. That's the max you can go without needing CO2. And then you're going to see how far it distributes out until it falls under 500. You need at least 500 to support nug development. but that's all science. I'm telling people get a light, they can sit it and forget it. But in this case, your light's been doing amazing. So if you can figure out the right hang heights, remember it, and then later in the future, you won't have to worry about this. But I can't make a comment on where you should hang that because I would be setting you up for failure because I don't know that light at all.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
40 inches right now.
I mean, I think a lot of lights are in flower. I think it's between like what 20 and 24 to, 18
12-inch hang
inches.
heights. It all depends on distribution and the power dimming. If it has a dimmer, there's just so much. That's why I get a light that's trusted from growers. Set it and forget it. I ain't a lighting manufacturer, but it sounds like he's been getting good grows, so he just needs to dial in it, remember it, and then he can help the next person that has that light and say, hey, I can help you set it and forget it. This hang height, this percentage.
Flav uses this light.
Oh, then ask him. He'll tell you the hang heights, and you ain't got to worry about it.
Flav uses this light.
Now
Old Fart uses this light. A Medical uses this light.
Oh, yeah. Go get their data, man.
A lot of Canadians.
What are we doing? Go get their data, and then we can just go back to training where it matters. Get their data. We go back to training, and then we ain't got to worry about any of that shit.
So much. It's gonna be so. These are gonna be so big. 7 gallons.
Yeah. Now, pot size does determine plant size, especially in a peat base or soil, if you want to call it that. But yeah, definitely pot size matters. You ain't cutting those bases later on with your pair of trimming scissors. You better get some loppers.
They are so fucking big, 7 gallons.
You better get some fucking loppers.
Now, actually, rest in peace, these were my father's. So I found these when we emptied out their home and shit. So the last couple I was able to harvest with them.
Heck yeah. You'll be able to get these ones with that. Hopefully not, right? Hopefully you need like
need an axe.
Chainsaw.
Give me a fucking axe. Chainsaw. Fucking Carl K chainsaw. Chopping
need a little like home decker battery operated chainsaw. Yeah, boys, light up those joints. We're gonna try and get another joint, some dabs in, and we'll see where we go from there. But light up those joints. Anybody new coming in?
Look at that. That's nice.
Definitely subscribe, like, and comment if you're new here. Definitely check out my new 2x2 series, and do not try to look at my videos through the upload list. Just go to the playlist. They're so organized. They save you so much time. You want to know when to top, how to top, there's a section for that. There's a playlist for cure and dry. There's playlists for pre-chop. There's playlists for transplanting and LST, and there's playlists for everything.
What's it called?
But really, we've said everything in this live. We've said what you need to know. What's a cola, and obviously have charts and all kinds of stuff that can help you guys out. And we just try to simplify it. Water and training.
And if you want to know the secret sauce, go hit Gigi's Patreon. He tells you the recipe.
Yeah, there you go. No, my Patreon basically it starts off with just a basic supporting membership, so you can just support the content, and then it goes down into like memberships, like you're able to make votes on what strains we start, how many plants we do, and then from there it gets into stuff like private flower tents that you only see on Patreon. You get into private shows, and then from there it does get a little more. It gets a little more intense if you want to call that the private sauce. The last 2 memberships is our consultation for once a month, or if you need bi-weekly. And I give out homework sheets. The same thing I did with Happy, where it's like, okay, well, this is what you're focusing on this week. So in a sense, that I wouldn't say it's a secret sauce, but it's the hand holding for sure, and some people need that.
A private smoke session.
But I have like 20 to 30, or I did. I'm starting to tell people they need to go to Patreon, but I had 20, 30 people per day in my Instagram. I'm trying to run a YouTube, a live show, edit stuff, and somewhere's in the middle to answer all these people while trying to be a husband and sleep. Like, it was definitely causing some issues in my personal life, trying to help everybody at once. So definitely Patreon's a good place where we can do some hand holding and some homework sheets. And if you want free consultations, you see it. We do it here every Sunday if you want free consultations, but I have to value my free time somewhere's in the middle. So yeah, no OnlyFans shit, but we can have private conversations.
Oh, no private smoke session.
But yeah, we're always going to be here. We're even in here in the backstage 30 minutes before the show starts. So there's opportunities where nothing's changing. I'm still showing you all my charts, all my recipes. I'm showing you so much in the 2x2 series that I don't know how grandma couldn't fucking grow. So I'm not like keeping anything from you guys. I'm just saying that I have to value my time outside of YouTube and editing.
Wait,
and
your grandma's not growing?
No, my grandma died. She did, man. She did.
Yeah, so my grandma's dead too. But.
Yeah, not growing, but yeah, you see it. You know, a lot of people that are in this chat have watched my 2x2. It's one of my best performing series. Like 80% of you did not skip a second in the video, which I've never seen before. So definitely, I'm loving all the now.
I'm going to skip a bunch.
You're gonna skip a bunch and be like, "Oh, my algorithm's all fucked up. Fuck, it's going to crop." Skipping around. Yeah, you guys can find that in the playlist. It's the half-pound 2x2 Medic Grow Mini Sun 2. Where we actually did a voting, and we're gonna be start. I'm actually already started on my editing. That's why, again, I do stuff off of the lives, which is a lot of editing. I've already started my editing for episode 3, so you guys have probably about 4 more days to get your votes in on episode 2. So if you
How many plants you got in?
There's 7 in there right now. I think we're pretty good on what I marked as number 7 in the video. That it needs to die. It needs to die.
Oh.
But yeah, we're going to go down to 4. So, you know, we're going to base it on 6-inch chalosol. So I think it's like 4 point something. So we'll call it 4 colas per plant. It's going to be crazy. Like you said, plants are fractal. Each stem is its own plant.
I did the one plant and in the 2x2 area, kind of 2x3 area. And I got a little over 1/4 pound. But that was back in the day.
Yeah. But my goal in this 2x2 is to show medical patients and recreational people that you can grow enough medication just by giving up a 2x2. Like, look next to you. Your end table is 2x2. You can easily get 8 ounces out of that. You can smoke a ½ ounce every week for free. You never run out of weed.
And you don't have to. It don't have to be a tall plant either.
No, you don't want it to be too small, anyways, and especially depending on the cultivar. Again, I'm so impressed with my middle plant in there. I've never seen a plant grow like that.
Grow. That's perfect. A little grow the size of a little closet off over to the side. You can fucking.
And it's nice because it gets to teach us our cola count, how we do cola counts. Now in this small space, I can show you how each plant's only having a few colas.
You just multiply that 2x2 by 2x2 by 2x2. You know.
You're catching on for show. You on it? He's on it, Skull of Crap.
Yeah.
I remember the abuse you used to take from Boss, and you just kept sticking around.
Yeah.
You're fucking killing it. I mean, all of you guys are doing it. You know who you are.
You know who you are. D over there taking notes from channel 2. You see his channel 2
all the notes. You like that, huh?
No, they're useful, but I find you're gonna, if anything's gonna be useful, it's gonna be pictures. And
I don't even use the calendars anymore. I just go and kick the ball.
My 5x5 on Christmas and my 4x4 on New Year's, so I'm not forgetting when I flip those. So yeah, it's gonna be a killer yield though. Fucking, I'm hoping between the 3 tents, the 5x5, 4x4, and the weird 2x3 makeshift tent in the other room, they're all gonna be.
I have to say, I'm liking seeing all the different shit over at Cocoa for Cannabis, but there is some pretty crazy shit.
Plant killers are everywhere, man. They're everywhere. I scroll Instagram.
But I'm not over there to dog nobody. I'm just there to encourage people to keep.
I help those who won't help. If you're happy, you're happy.
No.
I'll let Viking break all the idiots. I want to spray shit with Raid and like have wispy. I've seen it, man. I see it on Cocoa for Cannabis. I see it on Instagram. I mean, I got to go through 20 posts to see one okay garden. Even one dude, after like 30 scrolls, I came across a good garden. I straight up commented. I was like, thank God, I needed to see a good garden.
I got to give a big shout out to Cocoa for Cannabis though, because they got my name, my channels up there right now as extra shit for the giveaway. So
yeah, that's awesome, right? The Grower Love giveaway, man. They put that's awesome.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
That's why I wanted to bring you guys
10 or 15,000 in the last few days.
I know you're Grow Boss Army, but I wanted to bring you guys into the Cocoa for Cannabis community because when you find good people in there, it can be a community building. I understand.
Well, and that's what it's about, right? I mean, we can always be the Grow Boss Army, but eventually you got to bring in new people. So it don't matter where the new people come from. We got to unite somewhere, and that's the only way you get new people to learn and spread the good shit.
Go door to door. crop.
All right,
We
I
should
said I
just
was only
go door
gonna
to door
smoke
and be
one
like,
joint,
"Have you guys
but
heard the good word?"
on another one.
Cocoa for cannabis always challenges, Carl.
Right
That's your
now we have
cup
the
of
New
tea.
Year's Grow Challenge going on. We're going to be doing another challenge called the Plant Training Challenge coming up, but the New Year's Grow
Yeah, there
Challenge
was,
going right
Carl.
now, we
There
separated it
was.
into mediums. So everybody's, working together, but we are in separate groups. But it's not based on talent or yield or how much you know. It's based on just community building. So you have best grow journal, best recovery, best grow mate. That means, best person who helped people. And we have picture of the week, and we have raffles, and we give you a spot to chronicle all your grows so you can look back and reflect on your plant killing.
Yeah, Gigi be looking good for that best recovery.
I actually, when I joined Cocoa for Cannabis, I joined the Plant Training Challenge, and I ended up winning Best Grow Mate, and that was my second grow ever. And then I was offered to be a grow leader, and then after that, I was offered to be a board member. So it's been a hell of a journey over there. Finding Grow Boss in the middle was really what I needed. He wears the crown for training. Not that he's ever listening to our channel, because he don't give two shits about us. But if you are,
you never know.
if you are,
He was
we
over at
definitely
somebody's
represent.
channel one day. You never know.
Let's just say teaching I make music, only made clone video for Fave. Oh, okay, you do music, but you made a clone video on your channel. Heck yeah, you're also over on Indoor Promised Land as co-host. You guys do amazing. All right, I'm rolling another joint. I said I wasn't going to, but
Oh, your
we're still in
husband's
it,
gonna
guys.
get
We're still going.
pissed. Somebody throw
Anybody ordering
Gigi a
food this
super
evening?
chat. Somebody go over there and subscribe to Gigi's Patreon, so that way it pays for his time.
Like I said, I'll do free consultations. I'll do what I signed up to do, which was YouTube. And even now, I love this whole consultation and watching you guys grow from seed and taking advice and learning how to grow and be fun with it. But at the same sense, I can't be spending, sometimes it's straight 5-6 hours trying to answer everybody back and then let one person go down a rabbit hole, and I want to pull my hair out. So I just don't have time, and I hate to say that because I never wanted to be that guy.
You don't like my articles?
What article? Oh, your notes? I like them. They're there.
No.
You don't
people
put
gotta
power into them.
ask you all these questions, and you answer all these questions. Then they start sending you articles of different shit.
Oh my god, yeah.
And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, go read the articles then. You're like, fuck, man, why'd you just waste like an hour and a half?
I want to hang fans like that.
But so-and-so says this, and it's like, well, then why are you talking to me? Like, what the fuck?
You ain't fucking lying. I don't get it either, man. But I think when they have to pay to have a private conversation with me, maybe they'll value their time better. They'll be like, maybe I shouldn't talk about pissing in my plants. Maybe I should do what he says, which is water and fucking training. Painful.
As far as PPMs, I don't care what nutrients you go. People always like that.
Two times the whole grow.
Flower, but like in flower, how many PPMs do you start feeding when you start feeding? For me, I use Ocean Forest. I'll do like 600. I'll do between 500 and 600 because the plant can usually eat that up in between the time that I go water and then it's time to feed again. So that's like they get to eat twice and then you're feeding again. So if they eat, 250, if you're feeding 500, 250 to me seems kind of low each watering for them to eat. So you got to think of it, I don't know. You just got to think of it.
Man. Here's a look at it, guys. You guys can pause this later and look at it. Rule 5 is kind of cut off by the banner. I'll take care of that. You guys can pause this later. I definitely recommend taking out the Kibloom. And if we look at HappyCultivator, all I had him get was the CalMag and the 3-part Florida Micro. Florida, I can't even read that. That's blurry as shit. But it's the 3-part GH and a CalMag. If you look at the 5 rules, that's all. Like I said, the plants I just showed you, I fed fucking 2 times their whole life. So you're not going to find me saying you have to buy my magic bottle. If you have Fox Farm Trio, you can get a CalMag and follow those same 5 rules. Just cut their shit in half. But yeah.
Right. And it's pretty. A lot of people have asked too, like, well, is it the same? Like, if I'm using a 600 or 700 watt light, am I using 600 or 700? And I'm like, yeah, you can. If that's what you want to use, then use that. But remember, at some point, you're going to be cutting out the grow. you're going to be up in the bloom, and you're going to be getting lower in the microbes. I mean, so that it's not like a one size fits all. I mean,
yeah, but you get a light, set it and forget it, then you can just follow that baseline. I'm not saying I'm going to get you to the, but I'm look at this shit. I fed it two fucking times this whole life. Like, we give way too much power to the nutrients. Way too much.
I use Gigi's thing. Honestly, when it's time for me to feed, I took a screenshot, I bring up the fucking chart, and that's what I use. Because it's just easy. I use general hydroponics, the 3-part trio. I mean,
who wants to think about that shit? I don't. I'm not a nutrient company, but I think now that we're all winning, I think we can, even myself, we can start introducing something like a yucca, a wetting agent, which is a yucca, or a humic acid, a sweetener agent. I think we can start doing that. We can probably even start dialing in our VPD. Shut the hell up, right?
I use a yucca, which is a wetting agency, just to make sure I'm wetting evenly. I mean, that's
you can use a drop of dawn.
Yucking agent back when you were killing your plants. You think that would have helped at all? Maybe
no, 1%. So wet, they didn't need it.
They were so wet. No, wetting agent definitely just it thinnens out the surface tension of water, so you get a little more dissolved oxygen in there. But if you're over watering, it don't matter. You're adding it tons of times anyways. You know, light is yield, grower sounds capturing that light, turning it into sugars. So I can give you the best light in the world, but if you see in floor, you see equipment, then you know light doesn't fucking matter at that point. And give you the best nutrients in the world. If you're over watering, rotting out the roots, it don't matter what bottle I sell you. I'm not telling you guys to buy shit. Really, I'm telling you, watering.
I need my fogger for good plants.
You need a fogger.
My fogger.
You need a fogger. 3-part.
Where's the Walmart plants?
Yeah, so I'm not telling you guys anything crazy.
I think of it like this. I look at Gigi's plants and go, damn, I want some of those. Okay, what's he doing? And I just do that.
Doing nothing.
I mean, that's it. I mean,
training. Training right there.
I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah. But when I post my garden, when I post this garden right here, I could post it anywhere. And I promise you 99.9% of the people are going to say what light you're using, what nutrients, how many times you're feeding it.
You know what people tell me? pH? People are like, oh, Tim, those are small plants. And I'm like, well, what's small?
Well, what's the definition of a big plant? Yeah, that's the problem. People say that a huge
facility legs.
This is what ADHD told me. When you look at a girl, do you go, damn? When you say, damn, that's a big girl, are you saying that she's tall?
Yeah.
Or are you
what's big
saying she's a big girl? Right? Yeah. I mean, to me, a super tall girl isn't a big girl. I mean,
there's a point why I don't grow tall plants, and that's because I don't like boof. After a while, it cuts it off. Your plant's only going to isolate the top half regardless.
We could probably support 3 feet ratio. There's a bud to stick ratio. I want more bud than stick, you know?
And in a sense, if you look at that back right plant I just showed, if I would have saved all that boof lateral sucker golf balls underneath, like where would I put it? Like there's already a hole in every fucking trellis hole. Like we get so attached to some stuff we shouldn't get attached to. That needs clean out. You can see way down there. She starts branching, but I'm hoping I can find one.
You got to remember what it looks like when it's dry. You got to be like, man, that's just going to be so small. It's not even worth the energy of the plant.
Right? The bottom shit? Yeah. I can't wait to see these nugs, man. These are only 4 weeks into flower. They have 4 or 5 weeks left. I can't wait to see these fuckers. I'm just going to lay them out like bouquets, just in a line, man, see how many we have.
You keep showing the video over and over, right?
Yeah. I keep looping it so we have something on screen because my butt camera died.
Do you keep walking over there doing the same thing over and over?
No, my butt cams are dead. I'm on my NVIDIA, or I'm sorry, I'm on my Steam Deck, which is a computer gaming system, but it doesn't have a camera on it. So both butt cams are dead.
Really high. This guy keeps walking back.
But you can see much clearer here. Like when I actually play it in live, it's really blurry. Like that right there. Where would I save another cola to come up and fill it? Like there's a point where you just put too many colas.
Right.
It's too many. Those lights should be different, though. I'd probably get an extra 200 usable ppf if I had that light in my 5x5. And we all know light is yield. It's how many grams per usable ppf you can get. But it just ended up that way. So I'm going to leave it. I'll switch them next grow. Or actually, I'm doing a full room grow next time, so it won't matter. This is the last time you'll see them intense.
Like when I was talking to the doc, when I was talking to him, he was telling me I'm on the low end in the 4x4 with 400 watts. I'm kind of pushing it on the low end with light.
Yeah,
but
you'd be like a 540, 600, somewhere from there.
Yeah, if I had 600,
all efficiency.
600 would be, but I would want more like a 700 just so that way I could just run. I would never have to run it over 80%.
That's what I'm doing. Both of those lights you see right there, you can run in a 4x4 at 80%, or you can run them in 5x5s at 100%.
Yep, I would put it in a 4x4 and I would run it at 80%.
Yeah,
Boom.
Your light's gonna last longer. You're gonna have less heat to the drivers, less heat to the diodes.
As far as I understand, yeah, that's the most efficient you can run those with the with the diodes and the driver. That's just together. That's just the most efficient, and an LED is gonna run is at 80%.
Somebody else thought I was doing the same shit on video too.
He likes catching the girls.
Like, how high is that dude? But he's real accurate. He does the same thing every time.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, he's doing the same in the same spot every time. Like, we did it. I was about ready to say we did it already.
Both of them are dead. But yeah, those are some of the larger colas I've had. And that middle one, I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but where it can go so much spacing.
No, look at how deep it went without wanting to branch.
Crazy.
Normally, you would already have Sucker Island coming. Those ones down below would have been.
Yeah.
Wanting to come up.
And D kind of has a plant in the right tent of his veg that's wanting to do the same thing. So we might see just everybody with 2-foot fucking colas. We're coming for you, Carl, with your 3-4 footers. We're coming.
3 pounds. I want a 10-ounce plant.
But if I had to say a max yield I'd like to see out of my 5x5 and be happy, I need to hit a 3-pound mark out of the 5x5, and then I will be happy.
Well, how much light are you running in there?
I would go on usable ppf. I don't know the actual wattage. I couldn't tell you. But like I said, I get the light from Dr. MJ Coco. I sit it and forget it. And if I'm going to read anything, it's just hang height, obviously, but dimming as well. And then I just read the usable ppf. It's all based on how many grams of usable ppf you can get. But even looking outside of that, if you're going to max the light out to whatever wattage people think, regardless of efficiency, you're still looking at like 3 pounds as a max in a 5x5 with no CO2. Unless you're going to grow like 3 pounds of good stuff at the top, and then, you're going to grow that fucking shit at the bottom, whatever that is, Sucker Island.
You can but you still gotta have an idea how many watts to put in a 5x5. I mean,
in which sense? Like I said, I know the wattage. I haven't looked at them in a long time, but I go based on Dr. MJ Coco, sit it and forget it. Like if you guys buy any of my lights using my codes, I can tell you where to sit it and what percentage to have it at, so you're not a lighting manufacturer. But in the sense of wattage, I don't remember it. But in the sense of usable ppf, again, I would say the max amount of density of light you can put in without CO2 probably brings you around 3 pounds, and that's at a 0.85 grams per micromole usable ppf.
Okay, well, where's that putting you 500 at the sides then too?
I think the 4x4, it does say the wattage on the front. I think it's like 608, and that's with the IR on. And you can also run that light at 60% at a lower hang height, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. Again, sit it, forget it. I do not want to be in my lighting manufacturer. No. Fuck that. People get lost in that though. For sure.
I was just curious at how big of a light you had it.
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to pull it up because I'm on a computer, so I might as well use that to my advantage and go to the website.
That's a bar light, right?
They're both bar lights, yeah.
Yeah.
So Chop, what kind of wattage you think for?
I bet it's like 780 or something. Huh?
We're gonna find out. I'm going right now.
Maybe 820.
In the grow light calculator from Dr. MJ Coco, we're gonna go down to the Medic Grow. Can I scroll on this fucking thing? I don't think I can scroll. Oh no, I'm scrolling with my finger. I'm not used to this computer hack gaming system thing. So we're looking at the 5x5, right? Okay. So fold 8, 5x5, 720 watts in the 5x5. When you look at the 4x4, we'll actually have to go into the calculator and look at the dimming of it because it's not going to be at 100%. So we got to go to test results here. But yeah, this will tell me hang heights, everything I need to know. But let's go down to the 4x4 Smart 8, 80%. Where is it? It's coming up.
If you don't know,
you're looking at 635 watts, 80%,
4x4.
Yeah, they got
it. If you
don't
know what he's talking about, if you go to cocoforcannabis.com, they have a LED calculator on there. And they have a list already that they've already done studies on certain lights. And they can tell you what you need for what hang heights and things like that. It's really handy.
Yes.
There you go.
So Gigi, my 2x4 is half the 4x4, and my light goes to like 360, which would be 720 in a 4x4.
I don't know based on just you telling me the wattage without actually seeing a par map, and that's if you wanted to break it down further. But if we take an instance and look at this Smart 8, if you were to use my code and buy a Smart 8 light, we're going to look at not the E-PAR. E-PAR is including red, which we now do include, but I think this is just a better example here. If we look at this old Smart 8, if you use my code HWGG, buy a light, save 10%, it tells you in flower, you're going to hang it 26 inches from the canopy. And looking at it here, we know we can't go over 1,000, and we know we don't want to go over 500 or under 500 on the sides. Like this is well above 500 on the sides. And in a sense, you really don't see much increase after. So if you know this, you can sit it and forget it. And they have mini lights up here, so we can actually go.
Really nice spread on that.
Right? I know the Smart 8 is beautiful in a fold 8 in a 4x4 Smart 8 code HWGG. But let me show you Happy's light, the one that he used to get his max yield out of. Like almost 16. So we'll look at the Magobi if it ever clicks. And we'll go down. And the cool thing about this is you can use a dimming table. So if we look here, we're again going to look at the same par map. It's saying with a Magobi Octopus 3000, you can use my code HWGGTrim to buy one of these as well. In a 3x3 space, you're 16.5 inches and you're close to 1,000 in the middle and not under 500 on the sides. But then if we scroll down, we have the dimming table. So then we can look and say, if we're in vegetation, or let's even say seedling, we know seedlings need, you can look this up too, it's called density of light for each stage. But we look at the average PPFD, which is those square spots you see, you're looking at an average of 212. So we know if we're in early seedling phase, we can have it at 25% at a 16.5 inch hang height. Again, it says it right here. So now as we go up, I don't have the density in front of me, but I would imagine somewhere in mid-veg, we might be looking for somewhere in this spot, maybe a little under 500. But the thing was, throughout the whole grow, Happy never had to think about anything. 16.5, dim it. When you're in flower, boom, you know where you're at. But if you don't have an even canopy, that hang height almost means nothing to you. And if we go back, he gives the projected yield for this light as well. If we look here, projected yield, this 12.8 is somewhere around like a 0.56 grams per usable ppf. And this one over here is like 0.85. Now, Happy got 15.6. He felt somewhere around that 0.7, which is actually better than what I did. But if you can look at any of these lights, Happy knows that now he gets 0.7 per usable ppf. They're actually, I'd say EF, but it don't matter. It's just par included. He can take that and times this times 0.7 and know what he's going to yield out of a space. So now he has a 4x4. So he'll know what he's going to yield. Great topic there. I knew we had you around for a good reason. That was definitely something good to cover. Sit it and forget it.
Is Gigi muted?
Yeah, you're funny. I see my thing moving.
So for those par maps for the E-PAR for the extended, I just sent you the par map.
Send me the par map for what? I'm sorry, you cut out. Hello? He left us. Hello? I think he said he sent me a par map. Something.
Okay. So,
he
can you hear me now?
Par map of his line.
I heard something.
No.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was trying to look at the picture of the par map, because it's for e-par, just like the Mugobi, and it has, it's like at 18 inches, my corners in the 2x4 are like around 800.
That's fine. That's good.
In
That's
E-par.
great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
That's like that Smart 8. Now, the
Your
E-par is
middle,
including far red. Always going to be
your
higher.
middle's not.
Yeah.
What's your middle? What's your middle at that
One
height?
sec, I'll check it. I'll come right back.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's doing is, you know, Doc is taking a light, taking it down to until it hits 1,000 in the middle, and then seeing
The
how
middle's
far it can go out.
2,300.
2,300.
What?
2,300.
No, you don't
900
want.
in
You
the
don't.
corners.
What light are you looking
That's
at? The
on
one you have
max.
in your
That's
tent?
on max at 18 inches. That's why it's at 40.
No, you don't.
I would contact somebody who's used that light. That's all. Contact somebody who's used that light.
That's
They'll
way
tell
too much. You don't want to go over 1,000 in the center.
Yeah,
In flower, you don't want to go over 1,000 because you'll need CO2 at that point. Then you'll need still space. It gets crazy, but as long as you can find somebody to tell you your hang height, man. Yeah, it sounds like it's more than you need, which is great. Now find
It's
somebody
way
that can
more
tell you
than I need.
hang height and the percentage and move from there. But
Yeah,
look at
that's why
this
you
shit.
got it at the top of the tent.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I had it too low, and I'll add more. But yeah, it has so much potential, that light. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one too, man. I mean, the Smart 8 and a 4x4, that's not even at max, and you see it's got almost 900s in the sides. Like the Smart 8 is an amazing light, and having that extra bloom button you can click in flower can increase this e-par even further. I don't think this bloom on. I don't know.
Dimmer at 80%. I like that.
He's got to tell it, right? He tells when bloom's on and off. Right? Oh, wait, nope, that's not it. I wonder if that's including the bloom. This would be CO2 right here, guys. I don't know. That's fucking cray cray. I didn't even know he had
Sorry,
those.
but at 18 inches, my center is 1,700.
Were you reading this off a phone par map or something? Is that what's going on?
No, the par map from my manufacturer.
Oh, I hate manufacturers. You know how many times Medic Grow, I work for them. I have a code, use them, but they've messaged me all the time saying, you know, what hang height should we have it at for veg? What hang height should we have it at flower? I've helped them build a lot of their par maps. Manufacturers do not fully understand what we need as cannabis growers. They're just building par maps. That's all. They're building numbers, but they don't fully understand them. Look at AC Infinity, and I want to work with them, but I'll call them out right now. They have a lot of par maps on there that are like CO2 par maps and CO in a 2x2 because they think, you know, the higher the number, the more likely people are going to buy it. So they're just showing CO2 par maps, and it's like, yeah, nobody's doing that. That's why I say trusted person. Go to somebody. You just name like 12 people that use it, and they're doing great. So ask them. Like school said, you know, if you see somebody doing good, ask them what they're doing. Don't teach them. Ask them what they're doing. You know, manufacturer says this. Well, fuck the manufacturer. I'm telling you, I agree with it. This is where you hang it.
If you like it, then just do that. I like that light right there. That Medic.
Yeah, Smart 8 is beautiful. Use my code HWGG. Get yourself one of these bad boys. Like, how much more can you push without CO2? Like, that's fucking max. Now, if you take 1,324 and times it by, let's say, 0.75, then you know what you can get out of a 2x2 space, which I think it comes out somewhere around, what is it, 36 ounces, I want to say. So 36 ounces you should be able to get out of this space if you're able to get 0.7 or 0.75 grams per usable ppf. But you can take a light that has the same power and have shittier distribution. You could have 500 in the corners with them running the same fucking power. So it's hard to say wattage because manufacturers are trying to get more light out of less watts. That's the goal. We can't go by grams per watt. We can't go by really even wattage per space unless you're familiar with LEDs. How do I stop sharing now? Okay. I thought I ended the show.
Like that light.
Yeah, that's a beautiful light. You guys can use my code HWGG and get one of those bad boys. Cheers, Medic. Cheers, Medic. Yeah, Medic Grow lights are where it's at, guys. You can help support this channel by using my code. You save 10% and I make like a few dollars. So it isn't like I'm getting rich. It's just I want you to have a good light and it helps support the channel. I spend every little dollar on seeds because I have an addiction, but I think School of Crops is convincing me to start doing clones. So my seed addiction might die down a little bit.
Well, that just means he can buy more coffee because he needs it in the morning.
I do need it in the morning. Don't talk to me before coffee. Well, some people need to talk to me before coffee.
Yeah, they need that. They need that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to just start giving away seeds then. I'll have to clear out my seed bank. Let the next people start their journey against seeds until they figure it out that once the cultivar is gone, it's gone. I kept walking by that tip, that plant in the middle, and I was like, I can't let you go. I can't let you go. There she is.
I'll go back to my light in the 2x4. So I just checked the map at 36 inches. The four corners are 808, 911, 884, and 863, and the center is 1050.
Perfect. There you go. Run away with that.
36 inches.
But now you know flower. Now you need to find somebody that can tell you hang heights for veg. And if you have no other light, seedling, which is scary to do with large lights, which I've had people do and they've had great success, but ideally, no. But you should find whoever those people were and they'll tell you the hang heights for each stage. But I'm glad you found a flower stage. I'd rock it, man. Set it and forget it.
36.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, and right now it's 40 inches away, so the grow former inches were there. Perfect.
Be there and be square. Whose tent is this? I have a video of. It looks like the first grow me and Happy did together. I know what that is. That's not. It sounded like porn music, but I promise, guys, that wasn't porn. It was Happy's tent.
Happy's corn tent.
What happened? You went a little robot on us. I think you're near a light.
Your grow sponsor, you can get it, Cron. So.
Oh, grow sponsor. Yeah, growsponsor.com. You can definitely go there and get sponsored. I'm sponsored by a few people, but yeah, you guys can use my codes. You can check out my Patreons. You can go to my Cash Apps. Ooh, you can take a burp in the camera before I get to the mute button. My bad. But yeah, you guys definitely we'll probably be heading out of here. We went a little bit over, but I'll give everybody an opportunity to kind of tell them where you can find them or not find them. And we'll start with School of Crop just because you're kind of in order here. So School of Crop, you got the camera. Let people know what you're doing, where they can find you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not School of Crop.
All right. I show up on some lives. I lurk a lot. Sometimes I post some videos of my progress. Foggers and DPD for the win.
You're killing it, man. I love it. Please keep coming up every week and just showing us your process. We've followed these babies and we're really watching a grower grow more than we're watching a plant grow, and I'm loving to see it.
We growing together, baby. We growing together.
Oh yeah. No, I'm excited. Another person I'm really excited for is School of Crop. I kind of see him educating people in the future. I can feel it. I can fucking feel it. School of Crop. You got the camera.
Oh, I don't know. I'm on YouTube. I'm over at Cocoa for Cannabis. I'm on IG. Go over to Cocoa for Cannabis and if nothing else, see what bags they come on because you never know, you know. Today, it could be the trusted grower. I think now, tomorrow it'll be something else. So, come on.
Yeah, I heard some of that. Definitely. I think you were saying sign up for Cocoa for Cannabis. Your microphone's cutting out a little bit there.
Needs a new voice box.
It's a new voice box. Yeah, I love watching him too. I mean, you guys are just making amazing steps. You know, I think Growball said it before. You know, there's going to be people after him that carry on this legacy of teaching people that you don't need all this bullshit to grow. And I think that's happening. So I'm loving to see you guys fucking push it.
I said it was coming for the taint.
Come for the tank. Kick them in the newts.
Come for the taint. The taint's going to be mine.
Thank you for coming up, School of Crop. I love seeing you. I love hearing your stuff. I love to see that you're bored with growing now. Happy Cultivator. Again, thank you for being here. I love the new profile picture.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you helped with it. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. Sorry I've been muted most of the time. I have a house full of people right now over for the birthday dinner. Got some home-cooked manicotti on deck. But yeah, man, you can find me here. You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me at Cocoa for Cannabis. And this Wednesday, I think we're going to be we're doing a bean drop, bean giveaway. Just got to be in the live. You just got to be there, man. Sub up. If you can, then we'll just do like a random drawing, just like we did for the, for Gigi's 2000. But yeah, man. But yeah, thank you for having me on, man. I apologize for not being very active. I can have a house full of people right now. Had to mute up. I'm real loud.
We had a great show. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody showing up and everything. Definitely another great Sunday, you guys. I love showing up every Sunday. I usually have no topics, and you guys just bring the topics. You guys make the show. I appreciate everyone in chat. I do apologize. You guys were a bit of typing ninjas today, so if I missed any of your comments, I do apologize. Definitely check out all the links down below. Check out the stuff scrolling across your screen. If you haven't watched the 2x2 series, definitely episode 2 that came out a few days ago. People are loving it. Algorithm's doing good. So definitely check that out. And you can come here every week and see our community grow and learn things together. We're all learning, including me. And it's just an amazing army that's growing. But you guys check it all out. If I have it under the description, then go ahead and give me a chance. And growers love, everyone.
Growers love.
Why can't I end the show? Okay.
You want me to do it?
All right, growers love.
Growers love.